International Protective Services is a proud supporter of ProView Sports and New Mexico Youth Athletics. IPS provides residential and commercial security services in the Albuquerque metro area. For more info, please call 505-897-2420 or visit internationalprotectiveservice.com.
What's going on, Lobo Nation? Ja'Cory Krosky-Mir here.
And I'm Devin Dampier. The Lobo football team's going through some changes, but we're here to stay.
We'll put in the work on the field and in the weight room, but we'll need your help off the field.
505 Sports Venture is leading the charge in the NIL space.
And you can be part of it.
Try this shit better than all my intentions. Locked in, shorty, you got my attention. See your baby, I get you the business. Touchdown and pay you a visit.
You're feeling good. You get a hoe. Let's do the hoe somewhere, I don't know, before 9 o'clock.
That's what I
What was that voice? I mean, you never know what you're going to get on this damn show. You know what I'm saying?
Good sports talk.
Well, I mean, hopefully. But, I mean, yesterday you got Jerry Wright. He's so wrong. He's right. Jerry Wright.
Yeah, he's a good guy.
He's a good guy. We had a good show yesterday. We had fun yesterday. We talked. I got a bunch of calls yesterday. Hey, that was a good show. Like, I mean, is it not normally? I'm trying to, Adrian, I'm working on it. I'm trying to get you up on the visuals. Having insane computer issues this morning. Not that it's your problem, it's mine, but I've got insane content for you today. And what a show we got. Jeff Symbieta, Gato Roberto is in for JJ. Like I said, you never know what you're going to get. Wednesday was me and JJ. Today it's me and Gato Roberto. Yesterday it was me and Jerry Wright. I mean, Monday it's going to be you and JJ. You just never know what you get. All you know is you're like, damn it, you guys got to stop taking time off because I'm tired of getting my ass up this early in the morning. I know, I see it on your face. I can read face. Your lips are moving and you're not even speaking.
I had issues last night.
You got issues all the time, man.
Well, yeah.
I mean, you got all kinds of issues.
Got to bed about 3 hours later than I wanted to.
I got one of those last. So I got a lot going on. My mind's going, and I tried to pack, and I'm going up to Farmington after this. I'm doing the championship game for the Connie Mack World Series on CBS Sportsnet tonight.
Oh, cool.
Me and Ray Birmingham, the former Lobo coach, and Scott Galletti, who's been calling the games all week. ProView Networks has been up there all week doing those games, and so after the game, I'm going up there. And I'm really looking forward to it. So I was watching the game last night, and the two undefeateds that were still at each other, Midland Redskins and the Southern California Renegades. And so anyway, I go to bed, and I've had this thing, man. I've been getting up. My eyes have been open at 2:30 in the morning. And literally, what am I doing? And it's been 2:30 in the morning, and I can't go back to sleep. And so I hit one of those last night. And that's where I am. They're just like, please, can I sleep? So, yeah, not much sleep, but lots of energy and lots to do. All right, here's what we got for you today. Guest list-wise, you're going to hear from the reigning Mountain West Conference football coach of the year, a guy who did, in my opinion, as good a job as anybody in the country last year. UNLV's head football coach, Barry Odom. And got to sit down with him in Vegas a number of times, and the last time we put it on record. But had some really good conversations with Barry and enjoyed him a lot. I think you will too. UNLV was terrific last year. And so we'll talk with him. Not sure what time yet. I'm either deciding 7:30 or 8 o'clock. I'll let you know when we get there.
That would be good.
Yeah.
Because I got to push the button.
Yeah, no, I understand that. 8:30, Nick Nee's going to be with us. He is the director of golf out of the beautiful Sandia Golf Club. We're going to talk. So he was out last week, and so we didn't get to talk to him about the Open Championship. And I want to get into with the golf going on at the Olympics right now. And you got Xander Schauffele at the top of the leaderboard. Does this play into Player of the Year? And I really want to get into it with him because it was an easy answer about a month ago. Scotty Scheffler was the player of the year. Scotty Scheffler won the Players Championship and he won the Masters, and they won 6 tournaments. It was easy. Well, Xander's since won 2 majors. He won the PGA Championship and then he won the Open Championship at Troon. And after his round today, he is at the top of the leaderboard at the Olympics, and he's the defending gold medalist. Now, Hideki Matsuyama is tied with him. They're both 11 under. Xander's round is done for the day, and Matsuyama is on the course on the 12th hole. John Rahm made a move today. Rahm went big today, 5 under, so he's at -9. Tommy Fleetwood's out on the course at -9. You got a lot of big names out there. Scheffler faltered a little bit today and went 1 over, so he's dropped out of contention. He's at 3 under par for the tournament in 29th place. So with 2 rounds to go, it's Scheffler and Hideki at the top. So we'll talk with Nick coming up at 8:30 and get you a golf tip, talk about, I really am curious on Player of the Year consideration, what that means. Does the FedEx, because it's about as competitive as it's ever been between 2 dudes who are having insane career years. 9 o'clock, really looking forward to this. And you may have noticed her on television. Natalie Bodie's going to be in studio for the 9 o'clock hour. She'll be in. I want to introduce you to the new Channel 7 sports anchor, sitting in a chair in which I used to sit back in the day. And Bethany Miller took a job back east, and Channel 7 has brought in a new face to cover sports. And so as we head into football season, I wanted to introduce you as I meet Natalie Bodie. So she'll be in here. And I just thought, you know what, JJ's out for the day, and it's Friday. Let's talk some sports and get another perspective from a young lady who's just started in the last couple months here covering sports in this town. So Natalie's going to be sitting in here. Should I turn on the lights though?
You want me to come in? And
No.
turn them on?
When she's here.
Oh, yeah.
Should I turn on the lights? Well, the lights have been a big issue this week for people.
Okay.
I've been doing the show with the lights out and just the spotlight on.
Yeah. And
Clark, it tripped Clark out. You know how Bob Clark next door over at KKOP,
Yeah.
you ever met him?
yes, once or twice.
Okay. He's a creature of habit, right? I mean, it's just got to be organized. And so it tripped him out. And so, I don't know, Wednesday, Natasha Leba, who does news here, says, "What's wrong, Symbieta? You got a hangover? You hungover?" No, not this morning. No, I'm fine. And Clark's like, "Hey, what's up? You all right? You got a migraine?" I'm like, No, I'm good. It's total vanity. I looked down at the monitor, the screen for ProView Networks.
Yeah.
I'm like, dude, look at the bald dude with the light shining off of his head, right? I mean, the headlight.
Well, that happens with us.
That's right. So I opted to go with just the spotlight, and
it looks good.
So Clark decided it was show fodder for him, and took his shots at me.
Well, he can see into our studio.
No, he's right next door.
Yeah.
I mean, there is a window.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, and you can see through the window.
Yeah.
All right. So that's your guest list for today. Let me give you phone numbers: 505-246-0610, 888-922-0610. Dan says, "Sleep. Where's your pillow, Jeffrey?" No, Juan Jose and returning Gato Roberto. I think I endorsed my pillow back in about. So this show turned 16 years old this last Sunday.
It did.
I want to say about 15 years ago, there was a short My Pillow endorsement, so we got a couple of My Pillows.
Yeah. I got it at home.
You like it?
Yeah.
I sleep on it.
Yeah, I do too.
Yeah. I'm not. That's not. Is that a political statement? If you say, "Well, I mean, I sleep on my pillow."
Well, it's a pillow. It's a commodity.
Some
If
people
you want to go.
Some
to
people
the
find that to be a
political
political
side of it,
statement. Yeah.
Well, that's their problem, not ours.
I know. Gopher says, "Tell Bobcat, ho, Jeff, tell all your friends and family to tune into the OD." Well, you should tell them that every day.
Yeah.
Look at you, man. You just bring out the early emails. Bruce is in. OD sounding good, Jeff, with Cherry, Jerry, and Bobcat. I mean, you guys. I guess they want you guys instead of JJ. These. I don't really know.
No,
Or JJ.
It's just fun to have a different voice.
That's what it. I mean, JJ's there every day, so they don't say, "Hey, JJ's back." Hey, it's great. That's probably right. I think that's right.
Yeah.
I hope that's right.
Okay.
I mean, all right. Did you watch? Have you been watching the Olympics?
No.
None.
No. I never.
How do you
have.
even miss it?
I don't know. It just doesn't interest.
None of it does.
Uh,
I mean, that's cool if it does it.
Unusually, that's not quite what I meant. I might tune into fencing.
That's your go-to. So you try to find the fencing. Okay.
Yeah. Well, I did a little bit of it in college.
Yeah.
And it just amazes me how wham, wham, wham.
Yeah.
Just
See, that's kind of the beauty of this. And that's where I find this. I wasn't looking forward to the Olympics per se, but I don't shy away from it. And so we were at dinner last night and they had handball. I think it's handball. JJ thinks he can play handball. That's the one he's decided he can go out and make the team. Where it's like, I don't even, it's almost like hockey or soccer, but the ball's in your hand. I'm not really, there's a couple of games I just don't understand the rules to. And there was no sound. So like they don't really have to dribble. They bounce it every periodically while they're running. And then they jump and throw this ball. And there's a goalie standing there who has no chance. And
okay, that's not handball.
What is that game?
I don't know what it is, but it's not handball.
What's handball then?
Are you familiar with squash or?
Okay, that's what I thought it was too, but I think
squash or
so that's what I thought handball was,
but without a paddle.
So stand by.
Or net. Or
without a racket.
Yeah.
Olympic handball is what? You guys got to tell me what the hell this is. Field handball. It's field handball, dude.
Okay.
Yeah, that's what I was watching.
That one.
Yeah. Field handball was introduced in the 1936 Olympics. And that's so you're right, as am I. Like what I was watching is also referred to handball. It's field handball, and it was introduced in the 36 Olympics, dropped after that, and in the 52 Olympics, field handball was a demonstration sport and reintroduced in 72. Women's handball introduced in 1976 in Montreal, and that is what I was watching.
Okay.
Yeah.
They keep introducing
because you're right. And
sports.
when JJ told me the other day handball, that's what I thought.
Yeah.
Right, like a racquetball, but with your hands. That's exactly what I thought.
Yeah, it bounces up against the wall, and you have to try and hit it after it comes to the bat.
Well, we were at dinner last night, and they had football on one screen, and they had this game up, and I'm like, that's got to be handball. I mean, it's like basketball, but it's. And then yesterday we watched the field hockey, and there was they call it a corner something, and all the defenders, all of them went into the goal. Like they all went into the goal, and that's how it was just. I'm learning, man. But that's the beauty of this, right? You want to see some fencing, you can find you some fencing.
Yeah.
You want to watch some rowing, you can go find rowing, right? I kind of now starting to get into the rowing a little bit as my I might really be interested in rowing here coming up soon. If you want to watch
machines like for rowing.
I know, but the real rowing, if you want to watch triathletes drink the poop water that in the Seine, and they, how did it taste? Not like Sprite. Like, what are we do? I hope someone traces where these athletes are in 2 months, 2 years, 2 decades after swimming in that poop river.
Yeah.
It's disgusting. Why do you tell me how a river, not a pool, a river one day can have way too high level of E. coli, you can't swim in it. Oh, by tomorrow we're good.
Well,
they put $1 billion into this, man, into that damn river.
I'm not going to try and defend that. It was a bad decision to start with.
By the way, handball.
Yes.
France dominates in this handball over the years. So the defending gold medalists, France, they beat Denmark last time. Denmark beat France the time before. France beat Sweden the time before France. So the French are really good at this handball thing.
Now, is this the field handball?
This is the field handball. Yeah, the one I'm talking about. Yeah.
Okay.
Whatever.
They keep introducing new categories in sports, and I have no idea what they are.
I know.
What breakdancing is?
Yeah, breaking. Yeah, breaking is a sport.
Yeah. Okay.
I look, man. I'm not. That's the beauty of it. You don't have to watch it all.
No.
You can my mom loves the Olympics or the gymnastics. And by the way, I watched it. Well, it's mind-boggling. I'm not gonna lie. Like watching what these athletes do, and I don't know which one freaks me out even more. Like the beam, like all the stuff they can do on the beam, which is as wide as your foot, probably less wide than your foot.
Less wide.
The strength that it takes on the rings is insanity. The parallel bar launching body, it's all insane. But yeah, dude, you have skateboarding, shooting, squash, surfing, swimming, hockey, handball, archery, rugby sevens, rowing, rhythmic gymnastics, boxing, badminton, BMX cycling, lacrosse is in this year. I can't wait to see that. The equestrian, I'm just throwing randoms. Table tennis, taekwondo, trampoline.
Well, yeah. I
Well,
could see
yeah.
that.
Well, of course. Yeah. Well, yeah. All right.
And the flips and the whatever.
Yeah. You know what? Let's do Barry Odom at 7:30 because we're going to have a sweet deal at in studio at 8:15. So I got to make sure I got time for that. And then Nick at 8:30.
Okay.
So 7:30, we'll talk to Barry Odom. When we come back, let's. How do you feel about football last night? And watching a former Mountain West quarterback get his time in the spotlight. We'll do that. And that kickoff. It's a little different too. It's the opening drive. Jeff Zimbietta, Gato Roberto on 95.9 FM and AM 610, the Sports Animal.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
What's going on?
Who are you guys?
Well, sir, I'm going to pick you up at the DWI checkpoint for drunk driving.
And that's when I have to come down to get you out of jail.
Well, temporarily. I'm Judge Torres. They call him the Hammer. Hey, hot off the presses, champ.
I'm real proud of you, honey.
Way to make them happy back home, Captain.
Who's that?
That's your new buddy in jail.
Young driver, this one. Hard to get her out. She'd been drinking. This one. Both of them, gone. They'd been drinking, and he drove clear off the road. This was my family. Drunk driver hit us. And my wife and our daughter, they didn't make it.
Hey, look! It's Dwight Goodman! Boom! This place is hot. Let's see if anyone needs my help. How about I drive you madman home, huh?
I got this, Dwight. I'm the designated driver. Boom.
Sweet. Does anyone need Dwight's help getting home tonight?
No thanks, Romeo. I've got a taxi all lined up.
Drive safe, Dwight.
Boom! Boom!
These days, it's important to know people and businesses you can trust. There's a lot of places where you can buy a vehicle, but there's only a few local dealerships where you'll find honest people who have your best interests in mind. And Fiesta Kia is one of them. We've been helping our neighbors save money and drive dependable cars for years, and we'd love to help you. With new Kias arriving daily, you'll love our selection and the peace of mind you'll get driving a Kia from Fiesta. So stop by and see us today at Fiesta Kia on Lomas, or just start driving now at fiestakia.com.
Burglary takes place in the United States approximately every 15 seconds. International Protective Service is your answer for commercial and residential security in all of Albuquerque. IPS will work with your monitoring company for fast, reliable response times. You can rest easy knowing you, your family, or your company is watched over by International Protective Service. Call International Protective Service today.
Young driver, this one. Hard to get her out. She'd been drinking. This one. Both of them gone. They'd been drinking, and he drove clear off the road. This was my family. Drunk driver hit us. And my wife and our daughter, they didn't make it.
Hi, I'm Steve Stucker here for Dr. Robert Melendez and the Juliet Eye Institute. You may remember me like this, but no more. The glasses are gone. I tossed them months ago because of a brand new procedure from Dr. Melendez known as RLE, Refractive Lens Exchange. The latest technology, the best eyesight I've ever had in my life, and you can check it out by clicking on the link in the description right here.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. International Protective Services is a proud supporter of ProView Sports and New Mexico Youth Athletics. IPS provides residential and commercial security services in the Albuquerque metro area. For more info, please call 505-897-2420 or visit internationalprotectiveservice.com.
What's going on, Lobo Nation? Ja'Cory Krosky-Miller here.
And I'm Devin Dampier. The Lobo football team's going through some changes, but we're here to stay.
We'll put in the work on the field and in the weight room, but we'll need your help off the field.
505 Sports Venture is leading the charge in the NIL space.
And you can be part of it.
Shorty, she better than all my intentions. Locked in, shorty, you got my attention. See your baby, I get you the business. Touchdown and pay you a visit.
Hall of Fame inductions, which are going on this weekend in Canton, Ohio. And it's an exhibition. But they stopped it with 3:31 left in the third quarter. And then after a 36-minute weather delay, they said, all right, we're done. We're done. Everybody was looking at the new radical kickoff rules, and it looks different, man, because the NFL redesigned completely the way kickoffs look. The aim is to revive kickoffs. There were record low returns last year. None of the 8 kickoffs were returned outside of the 32. 3 were brought to the 26. But it looks different, and you're going to get used to it. If it's like everything else, man, it looks really weird at first. You're like, what the hell? I miss the old kickoffs. And then somebody will break one, and you'll love it, and it'll be fine. But what about Brett Rippon trying to make the team? And I believe it was at the Rams most recently. He's been kicking around. He looked really good. 11 for 15, 166 yards. He threw 3 touchdown passes of 29 and 22 yards. And look, he's been in the league 4 years. He started 4 games. He's 2-2 as a starter with the Broncos and the Rams. He goes in as the third-string quarterback behind Tyson Bagent, and he's trying to make the team. Quote from Brett Rippon last night after the game, "This one meant a lot to me. I had a bad taste in my mouth all off season after my last start in Green Bay. I didn't know how the season would go, didn't know if I'd get a chance to compete for anything." That was his quote. We got a chance, man, and he looked really good. He looked really, really good. Now, what does it mean? Tyson Bagent got the start. Look, whatever. I mean, we'll see. You're looking who's going to back up Caleb Williams there. But you saw Case Keenum in the game. You didn't even know Case Keenum was still around, right? He threw a 4-yard touchdown pass to Cam Akers, the former Ram running back, to give the Texans a lead. Then Rippon led the Bears on a 72-yard drive in 58 seconds, the final minutes of the first half, and threw a touchdown pass. So you got football last night. Whatever it's worth, I think, what do you take out of it? Bajent, who was the undrafted rookie out of Division II powerhouse Shepherd University, was 2-2 as a starter, but he only played one series, and it's going to be interesting to see where that competition goes for the backup. Cam Akers was healthy, which was interesting. He showed quick. This is a guy the Rams picked a couple of years back. They gave up on him. They traded. He was kind of really discontented in camp, didn't get his time, got passed by Kyron Williams. He looked good. Remember, he had a torn Achilles. Second time for him in 3 years that he tore his Achilles. So does he get back? And I guess that's what you took out of it, and the kickoffs. I don't know if you got something else out of it. I'm listening to you. You can get into 505-246-0610. 505-246-0610 is the Sports Animals phone line and our text line. And you can send me an email, jeff@sportsanimalabq.com. If nothing else, you got a little football last night. And unless you want to watch the handball. That's field handball. God thought about it. I mean, whichever one you like. But you got a little football and got your dose on it. It is 3 weeks from tomorrow. Lobo football starts.
Yes.
How about that? 3 weeks from tomorrow. And that's week 0. Lobos will play. Well, they won't play UNLV this year. They're not on the schedule, but they were last year. When we come back, though, I think you're going to enjoy this. And I know I tell you that every day. And like I said, there's a couple I did that I don't play because I'm only playing. If I didn't think you'd enjoy it, I wouldn't play these back for you. But Barry Odom, man, could have been up for National Coach of the Year. He was Mountain West Coach of the Year and did an unbelievable job with UNLV. They just had their best season in decades. And he's back and he's building a program. And people think that they're a contender along with Boise State. So when we come back, how did he do it in Vegas? You're going to hear and meet Barry Odom, the head coach at UNLV. That's coming up next. It's the opening drive on 95.9 FM and AM 610, the Sports Animal.
This report brought to you by the Clubs Foundation.
Join us for the Clubs Foundation.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. International Protective Services is a proud supporter of ProView Sports and New Mexico Youth Athletics. IPS provides residential and commercial security services in the Albuquerque metro area. For more info, please call 505-897-2420 or visit internationalprotectiveservice.com.
Hi, my name is Daniel Chavez, and this is my business partner, David Chavez. We are the owners of Indeed Safety. Indeed Safety is a local safety consulting company helping our clients with their safety needs for their projects.
One of the things we pride ourselves as a construction safety company is helping our men and women in construction get home safe every day to their families. Indeed Safety is a proud supporter of ProView Network.
Young driver, this one. Hard to get her out. She'd been drinking. This one. Both of them gone. They'd been drinking, and he drove clear off the road. This was my family. Drunk driver hit us. And my wife and our daughter, they didn't make it.
Don't sacrifice quality and flavor when you're in a hurry. Golden Pride offers ribs, fried chicken, red and green chili breakfast burritos, and frontier sweet rolls. 4 great locations, or visit us online at goldenprideabq.com. Golden Pride Barbecue Chicken and Ribs are proud supporters of ProView Sports.
Teenagers love a party, especially during prom and graduation season. Often, alcohol is involved. Some parents think that hosting a party with alcohol in their home will keep the kids safe, but it's wrong and it's illegal. As a parent, to allow your teenagers' underage friends to consume alcohol on your property is a felony. Parents who host lose the most. Don't be a party to teenage drinking.
This is a program of the Drug Free Action Alliance. For more information, go to burnco.gov/do-not-host.
If you're drunk, blasted, intoxicated, ripped, plastered, destroyed, bruh. You're like this. You shouldn't be driving.
These are more than just the sounds of a safe place to go after school. These are the sounds of interest being ignited and of mentors making an impact. At Boys and Girls Clubs, we don't do just one thing. We do whatever it takes to meet the needs of every kid who comes through those doors. Because whatever it takes is what it takes to build great futures. Great futures start here.
Hi, I'm Steve Stucker here for Dr. Robert Melendez and the Juliet Eye Institute. You may remember me like this, but no more. The glasses are gone. I tossed them months ago because of a brand new procedure from Dr. Melendez known as RLE, Refractive Lens Exchange. The latest technology, the best eyesight I've ever had in my life, and you can check it out by clicking on the link in the description right here.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
All right, 0 week is when a few teams will start. That's 3 weeks from this coming Saturday. Lobos will play. And then week 1 is when most of college football will get started. Opening drive, Jeff Zimbieta and Gato Roberto. Lobos open up 3 weeks from tomorrow against Montana State at home. One of the teams in this league that a lot of people are looking at is UNLV. And they came out, I don't want to say out of nowhere, but kind of out of nowhere last year. Barry Odom was the first-year head coach, and they were contending for a conference championship. Went on, played in the Guaranteed Rate Bowl in Phoenix, and lost to Kansas State in that game, or Kansas in that game. Kansas. They'll play Kansas this year. They open up with Houston on the 31st on the road. They get Syracuse at home this year. Barry Odom's their head coach, and his name was up for a lot of jobs because they had such a quick turnaround. Remember, they lost Jordan Maiava, their quarterback, the freshman quarterback who came out of nowhere after the season. He transferred first to Georgia, then to USC. That's how good he was and is. But I sat down, had a good conversation. I think you'll enjoy listening to what Barry Odom has to say.
One of the best stories in college football last year, and I know we're looking forward, but was UNLV. And Barry Odom is the head coach at UNLV, second year, coach of the year in this league. First off, I know we're not looking backwards, but congratulations on last year. It was, not only was it a great story, it was just watching that team develop and get better and how good they were. I watched UNLV football for a lot of years. Did you think it was going to turn around that quickly?
I thought we had really early on, thanks for the introduction there, by the way, but I thought, we had the playmakers. I thought if we could continue to develop in some of the spots, offensive line, we needed some work on, some cohesion to finding out the right mix and match. And then I thought if we could stay healthy and get a couple of breaks score away, I thought we'd be able to make a run. I didn't ever really put limits on it. Hey, we're going to, win 6 or 7, whatever. I just wanted to try to improve each week. And then I would say we built early on hope, vision, and belief. And then when we won an early game late against Vanderbilt, there started to be some validation on some of the habits, some of the preparation things. They're like, oh, wait, some of this does work. And then, as you know, when you can capture momentum, that's a scary, really good thing. And we had it. We had a belief then that we were pretty good. And our kids then started playing with great confidence.
Explain hope. So you hope you can do something. You see a path to do something, and then you finally believe you can do it. But the only way to believe it is to actually do it. Explain hope, vision, belief.
Well, I think, number one, give them a vision on what our standards were, what the expectation was. The hope, everybody really is in life, and you need hope. Yeah. That's, maybe a little too deep, but everybody is searching for that. When I got the job, we got the job as a coaching staff. we made it very clear to our team, okay, we're drawing a line in the sand. We're not going to be judged on anything that has happened before this day, good or bad. I don't want to be judged on the past of UNLV football. Good or bad, I didn't want that. I didn't earn that. There wasn't anything that I wanted to do with. I was going to embrace the former players, obviously, embrace the traditions, but don't judge me on what we didn't earn. Judge me on from when I got the job to what we've done up until today, and then that's fair. That's all I can ask. And I think that was good for our team to understand that almost, okay, this is new.
Get rid of all that luggage.
This is what we're going to get exactly what we earned. And I think they really believe that. And then we had success early, and it became, okay, this is right. This is us. Let's go this way.
So that sounds great in theory. Barry Odom's UNLV's coach, but I know this town, and people, when you're going around selling your vision, your hope, your belief, you're constantly reminded, yeah, but I've heard this before. And I guess the only way to turn people around and win them over is by winning, because it sounds easy, and I know it's not.
Everybody likes a winner.
Yeah.
You know, had we not won, any early games last year, it would have taken longer. The conversation still, I believe with very, very strong conviction that UNLV football can be on the national stage. I'm hard-headed enough just to believe that, and more now than I've been here 18 months than when I got the job.
What makes you believe it more now?
I can see what the city can do. I see what our program can do. I see how we can attract recruits here, which is, we've got to recruit really well. And then when the city takes ownership in the program and you galvanize the pieces that need to be in place, this place can take off. And we're just starting to scratch the surface on some of those things.
And I've watched the evolution of this town, and I've been doing this and talking to UNLV coaches for years. And the place, the landscape has gotten much more crowded now. With baseball coming in, hockey and the NFL and everything. I mean, Summer League and the Olympics and everything. What can UNLV's place be? Because it's a very transient town, right? A lot of people from elsewhere that don't have a tie to the university, they'll love the pro team. So where's your niche?
Well, I think in a city that is a sports mecca of the world, 2.5 million people, there is enough space for a successful college football program. You have to win. Bottom line, you got to win. And if you do, they're going to follow us. But you look back at the history of Vegas. It was built on opportunity. Las Vegas's first team was UNLV. So I'm trying to hit and have had some success with going back old school. It's our town, our team. And if you do that and then you win, there is going to be a connective piece and some pride that people pour into what we're building.
The landscape changes not just in your town, but obviously throughout college football. This league has stayed together since 2013, which is somewhat amazing as you look around it and around college football. But the portal and all those things, you know firsthand how tough it is to keep players. You had a terrific freshman quarterback who went to SC, Georgia. I mean, right, was recruited all over. You just have to accept that and say, all right, that's going to kind of be what we are at this level, or is there a way to battle it? How do you, I guess you have to accept it.
Yeah, I think, the portal is what it's going to be. We can either embrace it or we can run from it. I'm not going to run from anything. So if we lose a player, I'm going to upgrade. That's our stance as a staff. And I don't want to lose anybody.
But you're going to.
But if we do, and we did, then there's enough football players out there. If you recruit hard enough, well enough, connected enough, you're going to find good players. And we're going to be a high school recruiting program. We've signed 48 high school kids in the 2 cycles I've been here. That's the foundation of your program. Then if you have somebody leave, I'm going to be aggressive as heck in the portal. And I'm going to find guys that can help me go win a championship. All they want to be here, and they understand UNLV and Las Vegas is a pretty attractive place to finish your career in the college world. So we're going to be very select and direct, and I'm going to be aggressive in finding guys that help us take the next step.
Do you recruit athletes or do you recruit position? I remember Gary Patterson told me years ago he built TCU by putting his best athletes on defense. Once he got that built, he went offense. How do you recruit?
We're more heavily influenced by athletic ability. Vertical jump, explosive numbers, power clean, some 40-yard dash speed, linear speed. Do they run track? Multi-sport athletes. Gary Pinkel did the same thing at University of Missouri forever, and I worked for him forever. He'd go watch a kid play basketball. Alden Smith was a great defensive end who played the NFL for a number of years. We didn't know about him as a football player, but Coach Pinkel watched him play basketball. And the things he did on the court, he could do every dunk imaginable. And he said, go take this guy. And then he became all-conference, could have been all-pro. And so there's some old-school approach that I've got in that I think still has really strong value today. I believe if they're a really good athlete and they're explosive, then we ought to be able to teach them and coach them to be good football players.
He's Barry Odom. Just a few more minutes with the UNLV coach. I thought last year, and you tell me if I'm wrong on this, and I called one of your games on TV. I was impressed because you had explosiveness at the wideout, special teams especially, but you were really, really physical. You controlled the majority of games I watched. You controlled the line of scrimmage, especially in the league. And you had just tremendous athleticism on the outside. That's a deadly mix.
We've got to be able to establish the run game up front. And how do you better be physical up front. And if you can run the ball and you can protect your passer, you've got a chance of being an explosive football team on offense. Defensively, we gave up too many explosive plays last year. We were a good third down defense and red zone defense, but also the ability and the speed of running and pursuing the ball. That's got to be our trademark. We were very creative in creating takeaways, which helped us out. But if you can't play physical football, you're not going to win in the Mountain West Conference. You're not going to. You may win a couple. You're not going to win to compete for a championship. So we're going to be a tough team. We're going to be a physical team. We're going to be able to find a way to run the ball. And then defensively, I hope that we see the evolution of speed and 6-second competitors in everything that we do.
I'm going to change hats real quick and I'll let you go. I know it's lunchtime. I'm going to go with you, by the way. Put on my bowl hat as executive director of a game, and you guys went to the Guaranteed Rate Bowl, played Kansas. I get it. Everybody wants to get in that 12-team playoff, and everybody won't, right? And so I look around this room. I mean, realistically, everybody wants to, but what are teams playing for? Is it Mountain West level? But even teams who don't play. Value of bowl games to you, and I've got a tainted view. I'm biased on it, but what does it mean when you took your team to a bowl game for the first time in however long it had been here at UNLV? What did it mean to that group of young men?
It's an impactful memory that they'll have the rest of their life. And you look at, for us, selfishly, we got 14 more practices, advanced our program. The memories that we had on creating those opportunities for young men, coaches and their families, you can never take that away. So the bowl system and the setup, I think last year was either number 16 or 17 bowls that I've been a part of as a coach and player. I remember every one of them, and remember the ones you win a lot more than the ones you lose.
Those are much more fun.
But the experiences you have, the way that bowls put on for 3 to 5 to 7 days of an experience for a team to celebrate the success they had throughout the season is one of the reasons I've stayed in college football. And it's something that, UNLV has never been to back-to-back bowl games, consecutive years. So at the top of our goals this year is get to a bowl. And that is so important for us to do for the continued development of our program.
Always appreciate the conversation. Continued success. Thanks for the time, Barry.
Thanks, man. Appreciate it.
Barry Odom, the UNLV coach. You can kind of, I don't know, sometimes you listen to coaches and they ramble, and other times you get nuggets out of it. You get a little philosophy, and you get something out of it, and you're going, okay, I understand why that guy's successful. I understand why guys go to bat for him. I understand it. One of my favorite things he said was, we don't ever want to lose a guy, but we're going to into the portal, and the way we look at it is we're going to upgrade. And gosh, he lost a quarterback in Mayava to USC, who first committed to Georgia. What I understand, the NIL money's north of $1 million a year for this young man.
Yeah.
And he says, well, we're just going to get better. I got a lot of thoughts there. You can respond. 505-246-0610. Got a sweet deal coming up for you at 8:30. Natalie Bodie from Channel 7 is going to be in at 9 o'clock. You're going to get to meet her, and we're going to just kind of go over sports, Olympics. She's big into poker.
Poker.
That's kind of her. You like the fencing. She likes the poker.
There's a few others that I might tune into, but I don't go searching.
I don't think poker's an Olympic sport, though. Maybe it should be. Hey, you looking to host a poker tournament? Any sort of an event? Any sort of gathering? May I suggest the Albuquerque Convention Center downtown, right in the heart of downtown Borque, with diverse space and lots of it. Over 600,000 square feet of flexible indoor and outdoor meeting space. So if you got, I don't know, a reception, a convention, a meeting, a holiday party, call the convention center and they will take care of you. Easy in and out. Parking structure adjacent to the facility, the bridge that goes over with artwork, a beautiful local artwork everywhere. And the food and beverage options are fantastic. The service is beyond fantastic. That's why the Isleta New Mexico Bowl continues to host an event there. We take our players there every year because it's great for them. They take care of our players. They take care of our guests. And that's what you want from a venue where you're going to hold an event. The Albuquerque Convention Center has great layouts with exterior and interior walls decorated by a number of local art pieces, delectable food and beverage options, and located in historic downtown. Your event will satisfy all your attendees. Go online, take a look, see what they got to offer, and then give them a call online at albuquerquecc.com. That's albuquerquecc, as in conventioncenter.com. Then call them at 505-768-4575, 505-768-4575.
This report is sponsored by Discover to help.
If you're drunk, blasted, intoxicated, rip, plastered, taint, destroyed, bruh. If you're like this, you shouldn't be driving.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. International Protective Services is a proud supporter of ProView Sports and New Mexico Youth Athletics. IPS provides residential and commercial security services in the Albuquerque metro area. For more info, please call 505-897-2420 or visit internationalprotectiveservice.com.
Albuquerque's leader in sports is ProView. From pros to prep, all your favorite action. All your favorite talk shows. Find it on ProView Networks.
What's going on, Lobo Nation? Ja'Cory Krosky-Miller here.
And I'm Devin Dampier. The Lobo football team's going through some changes, but we're here to stay.
We'll put in the work on the field and in the weight room, but we'll need your help off the field.
505 Sports Venture is leading the charge in the NIL space.
And you can be part of it.
Try this shit better than all my intentions. Locked in shorty, you got my attention. CEO, baby, I get you the business. Touchdown and pay you a visit.
These are more than just the sounds of a safe place to go after school. These are the sounds of interest being ignited and of mentors making an impact. At Boys and Girls Clubs, we don't do just one thing. We do whatever it takes to meet the needs of every kid who comes through those doors. Because whatever it takes is what it takes to build great futures. Great futures start here.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
Hey, look! It's Dwight Goodman! Boom! This place is hot. Let's see if anyone needs my help. How about I drive you madman home, huh?
I got this, Dwight. I'm the designated driver. Boom.
Sweet. Does anyone need Dwight's help getting home tonight?
No thanks, Romeo. I've got a taxi all lined up.
Drive safe, Dwight. Boom! Boom!
Well, I'm going to the frontier, walk up to the cashier, order up a root beer and a number one. Cover it with green stuff, one scoop is not enough. Find a booth is real tough, back by the Duke. Meet my family, meet my friends in the quirkiest restaurant I have ever been. All of Albuquerque's favorite spot, it's the Frontier Restaurant.
The Frontier Restaurant is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
Don't sacrifice quality and flavor when you're in a hurry. Golden Pride offers ribs, fried chicken, red and green chili breakfast burritos, and Frontier sweet rolls. 4 great locations, or visit us online at goldenprideabq.com. Golden Pride Barbecue Chicken and Ribs are proud supporters of ProView Sports.
Animal.
Yeah, good stuff with Barry Odom. You look around, there's a lot of turnover in coaches, especially in this league, but there's turnover in everything, right? In college football, there's just everything. Players, coaches, 8 new coaches in the Mountain West, or 7 or 8 or 9. I think it's 8 now with what happened at Fresno State. You got 2 full season interims in Utah State with Nate Dreiling and Tim Skipper at Fresno State, and then you go through the league and it's like, dang. I mean, you got new coaches at Boise State, although Spencer Danielson finished out the year there, but he's the new head coach, right? You got new head coach Jeff Choate at Nevada, and Jay Sawvell at Wyoming, and Kenny Matalolo's at San Jose State. I'm doing this off the top of my head. I don't have a list in front of me. I'm kind of trying to go down, but Bronco Mendenhall, obviously. San Diego State's got Sean Lewis. So I think that there's only 4 spots where you have a returning head coach out of 12 teams. It's in Hawaii with Timmy Chang, Air Force, of course, with Troy Calhoun, who we talked to the other day, and Jay Norvell at Colorado State, and
there's got to be another one.
I know there is. The guy we just talked to, Barry Odom. I mean, the obvious one. There's only 4, but I loved his approach, and I believe he said, he thinks UNLV can play on a national scale. UNLV football, with all due respect, has been irrelevant, and last year they were not irrelevant. And if they can keep a coach like that around, I don't know if they can, to be honest with you. Just because somebody's going to come with a chunk more money than they got. But if they keep that guy around, they might be able to win there for a while.
Yeah. It's kind of a shame that it always does come down to the money, but that's the way it is. And I'm with you. I really liked his answer. He loses a player, he's going to upgrade.
Yeah, go find one who's better.
He's going to fight.
Yeah. That guy's a no BS kind of a guy, and most football coaches are.
Yeah.
But I like that. But to your point, it is a bummer, but it's everywhere, right? I mean, look, you can go to the very top level of college athletics. I mean, Nick Saban they were throwing money at him to go to the NFL. Right now, the top college basketball coach is Dan Hurley at Connecticut. The Lakers came after him, right, and threw him $10 million a year?
Yeah.
And he ended up re-signing. I think he got $7 million a year to stay at UConn, something like that. But he liked it there. But at some point, I mean, when Richard Pitino, every year somebody's throwing more money at him or threatening to throw more money at him.
And he finally took it.
Well, he's still here. I mean, Richard's making $1.3 million-ish or something like that. At some point, somebody's going to come, especially if they win and continue on the trajectory they're on. Somebody is going to offer him $3 million a year, $3+ million a year, and he's going to go and he's going to take it, and you're not going to blame him.
Yeah.
Some of you will. Some of you will. But all right, we got some Olympics going on right now. The U23 soccer is going on. The United States is losing to Morocco 1-0. That is at halftime. The golf is going on at Le Golf National in Paris. You get that?
He did that well.
Le Golf National in Paris. Paris has got to come out of the throat. You got 3 guys at the top of the leaderboard right now. And are they all 2 of them are still on the golf course. So Xander Schauffele of the United States of America shot a 5 under today, and he is at minus 11. So he's the leader in the clubhouse. Tommy Fleetwood's having himself a day. The Brit is 7 under par for the day and tied with Xander at 11 under, and he's got 4 holes to play. He's out on number 15. And Hideki Matsuyama, who was the first round leader, is 3 under on the day, the Japanese golfer. So he also is tied with Xander. So it's Schauffele, Fleetwood, and Matsuyama at 11 under, and both Fleetwood and Matsuyama are on their 15th hole. John Rahm had a good day today. He was 5 under, moves to 9. Thomas Dietrich really went out and lit it up. He was 8 under 63 today to get to 8 under. As far as the American golfers, Colin Morikawa had a good day. He was minus 3 on the day, moves up to 4 under par for the tournament. He's tied for 17th. Not a good day for Scotty Scheffler, who shot even par today. He drops to 18th place. He is 4, and actually, he's still on the golf course. He's on the. He's got 5 holes left, so he's back up to even par. And the other American golfer was Wyndham Clark, who's out there at minus 3. He still has 4 holes to play, and he is in 47th place. As far as the Lobos who are out there, Gavin Green and Victor Perez. Victor Perez is playing for France. Victor is in 12th place, shot a 4 under today, 67. So the former Lobo is in 12th place, 5 under par, 6 strokes off of the lead. And where is Gavin Green? I know I saw him on the list somewhere. But decent day. There, Gavin shot a minus 4 today, and he is in 39th place at 1 under par. And so I'll keep you up to date on the golf stuff as we go. All right, coming up in the 8 o'clock hour, got a sweet deal that you're going to love. And you're going to love it even more because they brought you food.
That's right.
Yeah. See, you're in on Fridays, and that's why if JJ was here, they wouldn't have food. I don't even know if he'd eat it. We got a sweet deal at 8:15. Nick Nee's going to be in at 8:30, the director of golf out at San Diego Golf Club. And then 9 o'clock, Natalie Bodie, the sports anchor Channel 7, is coming in. Looking forward to meeting her, introducing her to you, talking sports, talking, wherever it goes with Natalie Bodie. That's coming up at 9 o'clock this morning. It's the opening drive. I'm Jeff Symbieta, along with Gato Roberto, who's in for JJ Buck today. Thank you for spending your morning with us. On 95.9 FM at AM 610, the Sports Animal.
95.9 FM.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. International Protective Services is a proud supporter of ProView Sports and New Mexico Youth Athletics. IPS provides residential and commercial security services in the Albuquerque metro area. For more info, please call 505-897-2420 or visit internationalprotectiveservice.com.
Hi, I'm Steve Stunker here for Dr. Robert Melendez and the Juliet Eye Institute. You may remember me like this, but no more. The glasses are gone. I tossed them months ago because of a brand new procedure from Dr. Melendez known as RLE, Refractive Lens Exchange. The latest technology, the best eyesight I've ever had in my life, and you can check it out by clicking on the link in the description right here.
ProView Networks would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. Hans Whitler Automotive, German car maintenance and repair in Albuquerque, New Mexico. Call 505-294-7684 or visit HansWhitlerAuto.com.
What's going on, Lobo Nation? Ja'Cory Krosky-Mir here.
And I'm Devin Dampier. The Lobo football team's going through some changes, but we're here to stay.
We'll put in the work on the field and in the weight room, but we'll need your help off the field.
505 Sports Venture is leading the charge in the NIL space.
And you can be part of it.
You make my heart better. Try this shit better than all my intentions. I can show that you got my attention. your baby, I get you the business. Touchdown and pay you a visit.
Your surprisingly great rates? Contact your local State Farm agent today.
If you want the real deal, call State Farm agent Marty Size in Albuquerque today.
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Dwight Goodman! Boom! This place is hot. Let's see if anyone needs my help. How about I drive you madman home, huh?
I got this, Dwight. I'm the designated driver. Boom.
Sweet. Does anyone need Dwight's help getting home tonight?
No thanks, Romeo. I've got a taxi all lined up.
Drive safe, Dwight.
Boom! Boom!
Before Natalie Bodie gets here, will that just kind of freak her out? And I don't know her.
Yeah, she may not even be aware of.
Well, I'm certain she's not. No, I'm certain she's not, and it's kind of jarring. I mean, it's kind of like people stand outside. What the hell are you guys doing? Like, why do you? And then I think when like our former program director hated the Ho, hated that we do it, but he didn't like me. He didn't like most of what I do anyway. But I think it was finally accepting whatever, man. Let them do their little stupid thing on Friday. And it goes all the way back to the first year of the show, which is now 16 years old. And Joe Gonzalez, remember Joe?
Vaguely.
Did you not remember Joe Gonzalez?
Well, vaguely.
I thought you were here even longer
yeah,
than
I
him.
was, but I was across the hall. I wasn't working
Like all the way
this
down the
station.
hall? I mean, like
Well, across the hall.
because this place is so big.
Well, it is. It's a big circle. People have gotten lost.
So Joe was an original cast member of this here show. He's on the original T-shirt. Me and him and Skip Lacombe.
Oh,
and Joe used to be back where you are, and he found that Double Dutch Bus song. He played it every Friday. It was kind of a Friday celebration, and it says, "You give me a ho if you got your funky bus fare," and we all kind of ho ho, and then it turned into a long ass ho, and now we've done it every Friday for the last 16 years. JT almost forgot last Friday.
Oh,
like I thought he was going to punch you going to the last break. I'm like, dude, I was certain, and he's like, oh, I forgot. Like the second to last break. So
I can sympathize because I did that 6 weeks ago.
Yeah. No, it's fair. It's fair. But I think we've hoed every Friday, for the last 16, 15 years. So, but it's jarring, and so I mean. I don't know Natalie. I'm assuming she would. Oh yeah, that's cute. Stupid weirdos.
Well, she might. She may have checked out the show.
Maybe.
Maybe. So she may be aware of it. But
I don't want to
better
assume
safe
anything,
than
man.
Sorry.
Yeah. All right. 505-246-0610. USA women's basketball wins yesterday, 87-74. They beat Belgium they are now in the quarterfinals. They get out of group play. They have not lost, has USA women's basketball in the Olympics since 1992. It's 57 straight games that they have won. They'll take on Germany on Sunday. But Belgium was tough. Belgium hung around. It was a tougher challenge than the Japanese were in the opener. And there was no huge size advantage. It was a physical game. And I was watching this yesterday afternoon. The crowd really got behind the Belgians. And it was like playing a road game. But they won 87-74. Too much Breanna Stewart and Asia Wilson. They combined for 49 points and 20 rebounds. Bench was good too. And so they move on. Currently at the Olympics, Team USA soccer, men's soccer is losing to Morocco 1-0. And the Olympic golf is going on, and the leaderboard, I lost the leaderboard, but I'll get it back for you. Xander Schauffele has been leading at 11 under. He still is. Tommy Fleetwood and Hideki Matsuyama also 11 under, and they are still on the golf course. Did you catch Simone Biles yesterday? The story, I don't care how you feel about gymnastics. Her story is really, really cool. And if you recall the Tokyo Olympics, she got the yips or whatever you call them. She couldn't go out there. She the mental part of it just got to her. And she went out yesterday and had to do a floor exercise to win the all-around gold. And she was the last one out there. The Brazilian gymnast went out before, posted a number, and she nailed it. And I don't know where you put her as far as all-time greatest gymnasts in American history. And you can play, well, if you play the straight numbers game, that, okay. Did you like Mary Lou Retton's story better? Did you like whoever it is you liked? But to watch her yesterday and the heart with which she competed, the way she competed, and look, I don't know why this time, and I've watched gymnastics. I mean, I've been watching it. I'm an old man now at this point, man. I get it. That's why the lights are off. The ball, the lights shine on my bald head. I've watched a few Olympics now. But I don't ever remember being as enthralled. I don't even know if that's the right word. In awe of what gymnasts do with their bodies.
And to their bodies.
And I asked JJ the question the other day, and I'm looking forward to having this conversation with Natalie Bodie. Which discipline most impresses you?
Ooh, that's a tough one.
Right?
That is. That's really
it's not
tough.
the floor exercise, although they do unbelievable things. Right? The double flip, triple twirls, like they're and that's what they are. I mean, they're amazing. And I'm not saying I can do any of it, but the parallel bars are bonkers to me. The strength, the pommel horse, the dude like on one hand just twisting and making it look effortless.
Uh-huh.
The balance beam, what they do in the flips and on a beam that is,
it's basically a 2x4.
Yeah, no, 100%. Yeah. And then, the vault, like which, but I'll tell you, the rings are the ones, the strength on the rings and the upside down handstands on the rings and the strength with no movement, no shaking. Like my daughter was like, "You're not even shaking, Dad." I know. Which discipline impresses you the most? And I asked this question yesterday with Jerry. How do you count medals? Do you count overall medals or do you count gold medals? Like who's leading the medal count? The USA has overall medal lead, 39, France 28, and China 26. But in golds, winners, China's leading 12-9-8. Now we got a ton of silvers and a ton of bronze, but how do you count the medals? Is it overall or is it winner? How many national anthems have been played?
It could go either way.
Goes whichever way it helps your argument.
Right. But, all of these are, well, not all of them because there's, team medals.
Yeah.
But individual medals, I think I would go more along those lines. who has the most individual gold, silver, bronze.
Okay.
Like Simone, she has just a few gold ones. Yeah. Both individual and as team. So how do you count? It's something that I think you're going to get an argument either way if you want.
Yeah.
You know.
I whichever one fits your argument.
Yeah.
Bourne says could care less about Simone Bales, Jeff, after she took the spot of another girl in 2021 when she shouldn't have been there. Okay. I mean, I don't even remember the controversy. I honestly don't. All I know is what I watched yesterday was pretty amazing.
Yeah.
That's all I know. Yeah, I whatever. If you have a chance to go, would you go, or would you say, oh, you know what, I've already been there. You should go instead, Bob. You go. I don't want to go. I mean, I don't know. You feel that way about anybody on the women's basketball team taking the spot of Caitlin Clark? I mean, at 41 years old? I'm just asking. So, you need to start getting track and field as well. Swimming's been good. The Olympics have been fun, man. If you like them, there's always something there to watch.
Yeah, there is.
There's always something there for you to take a look at.
Even if it's not a sport that you're particularly interested in.
It's a sport you watch only once every 4 years, almost all of them, right? I mean, honestly.
Yeah.
How often do you watch field handball?
Never even heard of that.
I know. How often do you watch fencing? Once every 4 years.
Well, yeah.
How often do you watch gymnastics?
Gymnastics is more prevalent.
It's come on, and the college gymnastics has become a lot bigger, and ESPN's gotten really into it. And in fact, ESPN Events has a couple, one in Salt Lake City, and I think another one's starting up big college gymnastics events, getting really into televising these events. And Libby Dunn, the LSU star, who's like as big a social media presence as there is, has really created an interest in college gymnastics, or furthered the interest. I don't want to say created, but certainly grown it. Well, but I mean, how often do you watch any of this stuff? How often do you watch the biathlon, like the ones who run with the gun? Oh, that's skiing. That's the skiing with the gun on your back.
Triathlon.
Yeah, triathlon is the running, the swimming, and the biking.
Okay.
Running, biking, swimming. So you run a marathon, you bike.
So the biathlon would be the skiing and the shooting.
Yeah. That's the one. Yeah, that's the winter one.
Okay.
Yeah. Next summer Olympics are going to be in LA, by the way. Stay away, dude. The traffic's going to be bonkers.
It already is.
I know. All right, we got a sweet deal when we come back. 505-246-0610. If you liked the football last night, I'd love your thoughts on the new kickoff rule. What'd you think of Brett Rippon, the former Mountain West quarterback from Boise State, the way he played last night? And, he got a $426 million extension, 12 years. He's out for the season again. I mean, there's part of me that feels real bad for him. I don't know how you feel about it, but he was supposed to be the best one ever. And, he's out for the season once again. We'll get into that when we come back. I want to tell you about On the Spot Automotive Detailing, because what they do for my vehicle is amazing. It's kind of one of my favorite things when On the Spot Automotive Detailing comes to the office and details my vehicle. They do it at your convenience. That means where and when it works for you. I don't know where their office is. I don't know where it doesn't matter. They know where mine is. They come out and detail my vehicle. I get a text because I'm inside working because I'm busy just like you are. And when they're done, I go outside and there's people literally standing around. Whoa, that's so cool. How can I get it? Well, I'll tell you how. Go to otsdetailing.com. This isn't just for me. Who the hell am I? No, this is what they do. And they do it better than anyone. That's why they got best in the city. On the Spot Automotive Detailing. Have them come out and detail your vehicle. When they're done, it will look, it will feel, it will smell like the day you took it off the lot. And if you're driving around without window tint, don't. It's too dang hot. Plus, you don't need people seeing into your car and what you got. Not in this town. They're a certified 3M dealer. That means they got the best product on the market. Ask them about ceramic tint, which blocks 99% of UV and infrared rays. That keeps your car looking cool and feeling cool. Get the professional tint you need at On the Spot Automotive Detailing. Go online at otsdetailing.com. It's all right there. You can book and buy at otsdetailing.com. Or if you prefer the old-fashioned way, pick up the phone and talk to them at 505-859-2859. Area code 505-859-2859.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
What's going on, Lobo Nation? Ja'Cory Krosky-Miller here.
And I'm Devin Dampier. The Lobo football team's going through some changes, but we're here to stay.
We'll put in the work on the field and in the weight room, but we'll need your help off the field.
505 Sports Venture is leading the charge in the NIL space.
And you can be part of it.
You make my heart better. Shorty, she better than all my intentions. Locked in, shorty, you got my attention. See your baby, I get you the business. Touchdown and pay you a visit.
ProView Networks would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. Hans Whitler Automotive, German car maintenance and repair in Albuquerque, New Mexico. Call 505-294-7684 or visit hanswhitlerauto.com.
If you're drunk, blasted, intoxicated, rip, plastered, paint, destroyed, bruh. If you're like this, you shouldn't be driving.
Well, I'm going to the frontier, walk up to the cashier, order up a root beer and a number one. Cover it with green stuff, one scoop is not enough. Find a booth is real tough, back by the Duke. Meet my family, meet my friends in the quirkiest restaurant I have ever been. All of Albuquerque's favorite spot, it's the Frontier Restaurant.
The Frontier Restaurant is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
These are more than just the sounds of a safe place to go after school. These are the sounds of interest being ignited and of mentors making an impact. At Boys and Girls Clubs, we don't do just one thing. We do whatever it takes to meet the needs of every kid who comes through those doors. Because whatever it takes is what it takes to build great futures. Great futures start here.
Don't sacrifice quality and flavor when you're in a hurry. Golden Pride offers ribs, fried chicken, red and green chili breakfast burritos, and Frontier sweet rolls. 4 great locations, or visit us online at goldenprideabq.com. Golden Pride Barbecue Chicken and Ribs are proud supporters of ProView Sports.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
What's going on, Lobo Nation? Ja'Cory Krosky-Miller here.
And I'm Devin Dampier. The Lobo football team's going through some changes, but we're here to stay.
We'll put in the work on the field and in the weight room, but we'll need your help off the field.
505 Sports Venture is leading the charge in the NIL space.
And you can be part of it.
You make my heart better. Shorty, she better than all my intentions. Locked in, shorty, you got my attention. See your baby, I get you the business. Touchdown and pay you a visit.
Hi, my name is Daniel Chavez, and this is my business partner, David Chavez. We are the owners of Indeed Safety. Indeed Safety is a local safety consulting company helping our clients with their safety needs for their projects.
One of the things we pride ourselves as a construction safety company is helping our men and women in construction get home safe every day to their families. Indeed Safety is a proud supporter of ProView Network.
Teenagers love a party, especially during prom.
Sports Animal.
Stigler wants to turn the lights on. I mean, for the sweet deal, he wants to be able to see me, he said. It's the first time someone said that in a minute. Oh, do we have a sweet deal for you coming up in just a few minutes? The opening drive, Jeff Symbieta, J.J. Buck, not here today. So we get Gato Roberto. See how I catch myself? It's kind of like a routine. You know, me and JJ, I say it all the time, right? But when I start saying it and he's not here, I say, JJ Buck, not here today. Gato Roberto.
Thank you.
Yeah, you're here today. All right. Mike Trout was awarded a 12-year. I love talking numbers when Bob's here. 12 years, $426 million contract. 12 years, $46 million. So what is that a year? Like 426,000,000 divided by 12 is $35.5 million a year.
I could live on that.
Dude, pay me 1 year and I'll go away. Like, honestly.
Yeah.
Like, honestly. The injuries, it got him again. He's only 29 years old. On Thursday, the Angels shut him down. Left a torn left meniscus. Again, he'll miss the rest of 2024. He played only 29 games before the initial injury. So from 2021 to 2024, he has played in only 266 of a possible 648 games. Is that about a third? That's 41%. That includes 41 games after the All-Star break in those 4 seasons. He doesn't have one chronic injury. It keeps popping up. It's something different every year. He had calf strain in 2021, back trouble in 2022, broken hamate. I don't even know what that is. Hamate in 2023. And now the twice torn meniscus in 2024. I told you he was 29. That's when he signed the deal. He'll turn 33 next week. He's in the 6th year of that 12-year deal. I don't know how you're going to remember Mike Trout, but this was going to be the guy that saved baseball. This was the best player we had seen in forever. And then they paired him with Shohei Ohtani. And this was going to be it. And I'm really interested in how people feel. You know, when a guy gets paid like that and then gets hurt, there's this tendency to say he's jaking it, that he doesn't care because he already got paid. I don't think that's this guy. I think this guy so badly wants to win. He's never been in the playoffs. He's huge. He hits the ball a ton when he's healthy. When he's healthy, he's unbelievable. But at the time, the Angels had to make it. He was 27. He signed the extension. He was the best player in the world. He was willing to skip free agency, stay with a non-marquee franchise long-term. I mean, at that point, it was the Angels that had the best player in the game on their roster in his prime. It was hard to pass him up, and that was the market, or at least the top of the market. Ohtani was a rookie in 18. The Angels have 2 prime-age stars to build around. They were getting out of the disaster that was the Albert Pujols deal. Trout's extension gave him 5 more years to build a contender around Trout and Ohtani before Ohtani hit free agency. He did. He left. He went to the Dodgers. This one's... I don't know how you're going to remember. This is one I'd actually love to ask Stig. I mean, you can turn the lights on. I mean, if it's too dark for you, Stig, you guys are cute. You dress to get alike and everything. Warren, sit right here. Have a seat. Hey, Stig, how are you going to remember Mike Trout? He's not done. His career's not over. But he's got a 12-year, $426 million deal, and they shut him down again. I know. Is that Mike hot?
That's a lot. That's a lot of money.
Well, it's a lot of money. and
they're going to be paying him for what he's already done.
Which is what? What's he already done? He's been hurt the last 4 years. He's played 40% of the games.
He's an 11-time All-Star. He's a 3-time MVP.
Yeah, all right. Hi, Warren.
How are you?
I'm all right. How you doing?
Fantastic.
First of all, thank you for breakfast.
Yeah.
Thank you for so this is like the classiest sweet deal we've ever did. I want you to notice cloth napkins, real silverware, like a plate that like this isn't like here's a little dessert on a napkin. And by the way, I appreciate those. Boy, do we have a sweet deal for you. This is Tucanos, which is one of your favorites. And if it isn't, it will be. It's one of my favorites. And I think so much of Tucanos, just let me, Warren, and Warren's the GM here, and I don't want to get into this, but on a personal note, I think so much of Tucanos that we trust Tucanos for his Let in New Mexico Bowl every year. We will be 19 years old this year, and every year but the COVID year when we're in Texas, you guys have you've catered the VIP tent, which is now called the Tito's Tailgate Tent, pregame. We take our officials to the pregame meal every Friday night. They go there and they love it, and we keep doing it because you guys do such a great job. And I just got word from your boss that said count us in again this year.
There you go.
So thank you for taking care of our people so much.
Oh, and we look forward to doing it every year as well. I mean, it's a lot of fun. The team gets up for it. We have to get up for it like really early,
Yes,
2 o'clock in the morning this year.
It is early.
But
yeah. Just got to. There's the text from your boss. You can count on us. You're back in. All right, we got a sweet deal for you. And now you should go and enjoy it. First of all, I think you got the best salad bar in town.
Yeah.
Period.
We do.
Like period. They're right there on First and Central, and the sweet deal is this: half off. So $30 gets you $60 worth of Tucanos. So you spend $30. You go to our website, sportsanimалabq.com. You go there at 9:00. You click on the sweet deal icon. $30 gets you $60 worth of Tucanos, and that includes the meats, the salad bars, everything you get there.
Yeah. I mean, you get quite a bit too. And right now we have our summer barbecue fest going on. It's our biggest promo of the year. It's our longest lasting, and it's our most popular.
Is it?
Yeah.
What does that mean?
You have to come in and try the dry rub chicken.
Oh, yeah,
thighs.
buddy.
It is so good. The pulled pork, the Brazilian coleslaw. I mean, we do it upright, and it's a very, very popular one.
Explain the process. So you can go in, you can have lunch and just say, you know what, I don't want any of the meats. I just want the salad bar, and it's all you can do to yourself, salad bar. If you go do the meats, they come by, it's Brazilian style, and they carve off until you turn up the red light or the red stick or the red
Q.
Thank you.
Yep.
And, which means no more. And they will continue to feed you until you've done all to yourself that you can do. And it's whether it's the porks. What do I got here? I got pork. I got chicken. I got slaw. What's that?
You have some collards or garlic parmesan beef.
Yeah,
that's one of the most popular items in the restaurant.
It's so damn good. All right, and then talk about the summer of acai.
Oh, summer of acai. We're doing all these types of dishes. Acai's got some great antioxidant properties about it. We do an acai lemonade, which we brought today, an acai cheesecake, which we also brought today.
That's my acai bowl.
We
that
do
I bring in every
acai
morning.
bowls. We're doing smoothies. We're doing floats. We're really embracing the acai. It has a lot of health benefits.
Yep.
And I think a lot of times people look at all-you-can-eat places as not being healthy. You can choose to eat healthy at Tucanos as well.
Well, get up there. This should be on your, first of all, it should be on your lunch go-to. Like where you go to lunch, I'll meet you at Tucanos. And if you take advantage of the sweet deal, it's going to cost you less. $60 for just $30 right now. Best salad bar, the acai. The meats are unbelievable. You can do all you can do to yourself. So plan a big dinner around it. You guys do events and parties and birthdays and all that
caterings.
stuff.
We do an awful
Don't
lot
I
of
know
big
it?
groups. Christmas parties, we're starting to already ramp up for Christmas. We're already taking Christmas parties. So, if you can, make a reservation now before we fill up.
All right.
Yeah.
They're on First and Central. You got a patio now, too.
Yeah, we do have patio. Very nice patio.
That's so cool. I love your
Heated,
spot.
air conditioned. It's just very nice. Probably the nicest patio downtown.
Yeah. All right. First and foremost, thanks for breakfast.
Hey, no problem.
Thanks for the plate. Tell Anthony what's up. Thank you to him and to Mickey and to Chris and everybody down there. I'm a huge fan of Tucanos. You guys, I wouldn't bring our group there if they didn't take care of our group. And we've been doing it literally. I mean, Mickey jumped in 2006 when we started New Mexico Bowl and now has led a New Mexico Bowl. And every year we trust Tucanos to feed our VIPs on game day. And if you've been there, you understand it. If you haven't, get there. And here's your opportunity. SportsAnimalABQ.com. Click on the click on the sweet deal icon. And for $30, you get $60 worth of Tucanos. Warren, great to see you. And again, thanks for breakfast.
Thanks for having us. We appreciate it.
All right, when we get back, Nick Nee's going to be with us, the director of golf out at the San Diego Golf Club. I'll update you on the leaderboard at the Olympics. And I want to know who he thinks. Player of the year, Xander, Scotty. It's not an easy answer. It's next on the opening drive on 95.9 FM and AM 610, the Sports Animal.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. ProView Networks would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. Hans Whitler Automotive, German car maintenance and repair in Albuquerque, New Mexico. Call 505-294-7684 or visit hanswhitlerauto.com.
Albuquerque's leader in sports is ProView. From pros to prep, all your favorite action. All your favorite talk shows. Find it on ProView Networks.
Hi, I'm Steve Stucker here for Dr. Robert Melendez and the Juliet Eye Institute. You may remember me like this, but no more. The glasses are gone. I tossed them months ago because of a brand new procedure from Dr. Melendez known as RLE, Refractive Lens Exchange. The latest technology, the best eyesight I've ever had in my life, and you can check it out by clicking on the link in the description right here.
These are more than just the sounds of a safe place to go after school. These are the sounds of interest being ignited and of mentors making an impact. At Boys and Girls Clubs, we don't do just one thing. We do whatever it takes to meet the needs of every kid who comes through those doors. Because whatever it takes is what it takes to build great futures. Great futures start here.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. Everguard Roofing and Solar. For nearly 20 years, Everguard Roofing and Solar has been working with New Mexicans to enhance their homes and businesses. For all your roofing and solar needs in New Mexico, call 505-821-9543. We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
Albuquerque's leader in sports is ProView. From pros to prep, all your favorite action. All your favorite talk shows. Find it on ProView Networks.
If you're drunk, blasted, intoxicated, ripped, plastered, taint, destroyed, bruh. If you're like this, you shouldn't be driving.
I was born in New Mexico. I grew up on these streets. I got in trouble here, and I fought my way back in Murcia. I love New Mexico, especially the people. Now I'm using my training, tenacity, and energy to fight for you. I'm Adam Oki, lawyer, fighter, and New Mexican. I was a local athlete here in New Mexico, so I'm proud to support your local athletes.
What's going on, Lobo Nation? Ja'Cory Krosky-Miller here.
And I'm Devin Dampier. The Lobo football team's going through some changes, but we're here to stay.
We'll put in the work on the field and in the weight room, but we'll need your help off the field.
505 Sports Venture is leading the charge in the NIL space.
And you can be part of it.
You make my heart better. Shorty, she better than all my intentions. Like and shorty, you got my attention.
Nacional in Paris. It is the Olympic Men's Golf Championship. Your leader on the 18th hole, Hideki Matsuyama from Japan. He's minus 13. Tommy Fleetwood also on his last hole is minus 12. Xander Schauffele in the clubhouse at minus 11. Of course, Xander is the defending gold medalist and two-time major champion this year. Look forward to this every week. He is the director of golf out at the Sandia Golf Club. Talk a little golf, get you a golf tip. He is Nick Nee. Good morning, Nick Nee. How you living? Wait, let me do that again. Now the light goes on. Hello, Nick.
Good morning. How we doing?
I mean, if I figure out how to push a button, I know how to eat the Tucanos that they gave me. I just didn't know how to push the button. What the hell do I know? How you doing?
I'm a little jealous. Hopefully everyone gets a part of that sweet deal because that sounds fantastic.
It's the first time they've ever come in with like cloth napkins and real utensils, and hey, here's a plate. Bob's got cheesecake back there and the whole thing.
Real deal. Get down there and enjoy it because it sounds like it's worth it.
It is good. Hey, are you watching the Olympics? Like as far as the players are concerned, where does this rank for them? Right, they just came off the Open Championship and the last major. This comes up once every 4 years. Is this a big deal for them, or is this just like another thing?
Good question. I think it's a little bit of both. I think it's a big deal, once you make the team, but after that, it's just another event. It's a singles event. I think it would mean more if they had some portion, a team portion of it. That way there's camaraderie and things like that. But, I think ultimately once you tee it up and get going, it's just another golf event for them. But I think there's a lot of emphasis on making the team and representing their respective countries.
So a team thing like Liv does, you want it that way?
So Ben, head professional here, and I were talking about this week that oddly enough, Liv probably has the best format for Olympic play that you kind of have a team portion, almost like college golf, so to speak. I'll lean more into that, but instead of the top 3 or 4, you just take all 4 and those that can have 4 on their team. But also some of the countries may be able to get a couple more guys if they have players that qualify instead of just 2 for some of them. They get 4 and create some sort of team environment.
All right, we didn't get to talk last week, but Xander coming off the Open Championship. And what do you make of his year, having won 2 majors, and he'd never won before? And I want to start there, and then I'll get into the next part of the conversation. I love the fact that this guy, and granted, am I a little biased? He's an Aztec. Like, I'm a big fan of him and how he handles himself. But he had listened to the noise of being the best golfer in the world and never win a major, and came back, and not only did he shove 2 down everybody's throat, he did it with 65s on Sunday on both of them to win, which is insanely impressive.
Absolutely. His story of kind of, he said, I'm with the haters and naysayers and things like that, and he was at a low because he was so close to the top many times. His year is unbelievable. To do it on those stages and back to, 65s on Sundays at major championships.
Twice.
At places that rotate. It's not a consistent golf course. There's rotation. So it's not like, they know it. They've played it 100 times. Like, no, they had to all prepare for it in a given week. Maybe they were there beforehand preparing, but it's not like Augusta National that they play the same venue every year. This is rotational. What he did on Sunday to shoot 65, the Open Championship, he kind of was just hanging around, and all of a sudden it was like, all right, it's go time, and let's play the back nine, and here I come, and see if someone can match it. Nobody can. So when you talk his year, man, it's unbelievable. I don't know that aside from when Jordan Spieth went on that run, we haven't seen that in a while.
All right, so now it goes into the next question. He's Nick Nee, the director of golf out at the San Diego Golf Club. Who's Player of the Year? Scotty won the Players. Scotty won the Masters. Scotty won 6 tournaments. I think he won 6 out of 7 at one point, and had an insane year. Money list, Scotty's still leading. Xander's won 2 majors. Who's Player of the Year? I mean, and does the Olympics have anything to do with it as you vote? Like if Xander wins a medal and Scotty doesn't, and Scotty fell today, he's way down the leaderboard. Who's Player of the Year?
Yeah, I knew you were going there. That's why I didn't mention him in the first question. But if you don't have the year that Xander has, if he's not there, it's a shoe-in on who's Player of the Year. But you have 2 guys with 2 different resumes. I look at it in terms of like an NCAA bubble team. Throw a resume up there and see what we think. I think if Xander goes on and defends the gold medal, I think that gives him Player of the Year.
What if he gets bronze? What if he wins bronze where he is right now and Scotty doesn't get one? Does it matter?
Yeah, absolutely. I think it all matters because I think it's going to depend on where they finish. If Scotty's right there at the top and they're kind of at, going at each other and he's there, I think Scotty probably wins it just because of the totality of what he did over that span of time. And he's obviously leading the money list, leading the FedEx Cup. He's the number one player in the world, but nipping at his heels is Xander. So I think if Xander were to jump him and get a medal, and if it's gold and even if it's silver or bronze, I think, depending on where Scotty falls, that would give him another leg up to potentially take that title for Player of the Year.
I wonder if a guy has ever won 2 majors and not won Player of the Year. I don't know the answer.
That I doubt it.
Yeah, I mean, and that's where Xander's sitting right now. Now, he didn't win any others. And I guess it comes down to, they tell you all the time it's about majors. Well, he won 2, the other guy won 1. And there's the Players, which is the 5th major. And you win the FedEx Cup points. You win the money. I mean, I think he's doubled the money Scotty has. It's a really compelling conversation as far as I'm concerned. Is there a prize for winning Player of the Year? Or is it just here's a trophy?
I think it's a trophy. I'm sure there's monetary involvement to some extent. We also still have the FedEx Cup, so where they fall there could be interesting. But I think there's a lot of pride, obviously trophy, and I'm sure they get compensated somehow.
Yeah, all right. He's Nick Nee. He is the director of golf at the San Diego Golf Club. If you're looking to better your game, the staff of professionals that they've got over there and to help you out, if you've never taken a lesson or you're looking for someone with whom to take a lesson, they are the spot. Call them over at just go on sandiegolf.com. It's all right there. What do you got for a golf tip?
Yeah, good golf tip working on for those of you that kind of struggle, maybe scooping it or kind of catching it a touch heavy, hitting a little bit behind the ball. What we're going to do is just put an alignment rod, maybe about a foot behind the ball. You can put it more if you feel more comfortable and just kind of work your way towards it. What it's going to promote is you to really get your hands to lead through the golf ball. I certainly started with just a half swing. Again, alignment rod behind it. We're just going to take a half swing, work on kind of sweeping the turf. We're going to take out it'll take out that scoop. It'll take out some of the heavier shots because you'll actually strike through the front of the ball. And as you get better, move that alignment rod a little closer to the ball. And what you'll see is you'll have really good impact, but your hands will actually lead because you're not allowing the club head to lead through impact. So really good drill to take out scooping it or some of those kind of heavier shots that we hit behind the ball.
And it'll protect your golf course because the divots won't be so big and you won't see China when you hit the golf ball, like you're halfway through Earth.
We appreciate that. So, yeah, absolutely. Work on this drill to protect the turf for our superintendents.
Yeah, by the way, please fix your divots. That's why they've got those little containers of seed and sand on the carts. Fix your divots. And when you're on the green, fix your the divots there. Fix your ball marks. I can't. I go on there. I find 4, 5, 6 that I fix every time. Just protect the golf courses. Just a little PSA for you.
Yeah, absolutely. Appreciate that. We tell our kiddos it's just like leaving trash on the ground. Respect it and treat it. Leave it better than you saw it. And you can use a tee for the greens. You don't have to have a specific tool. We'll certainly teach you how to do that. And absolutely, please help our superintendents because they work hard. They're the unsung heroes of the golf courses around our beautiful state and help keep them all beautiful.
No doubt. All right. What's going on at San Diego Golf?
Yeah, coming out. Again, great patio with the menu and the cocktail pairing that Ernie's put together. Stop by the golf shop. We still have the head cover test going on. We are about to start a new contest, so follow us on social media at San Diego Golf. And again, August 12th, Ben and I are headed out to UNM Championship course for the Play Yellow Birdie Bash. You can follow us again on social and find where to donate. We're taking pledges for birdies. We're going to play 72 holes and try and make 35 birdies or more. So you can pledge for birdie or just flat donation, but it goes to help the UNM Children's Hospital as well as the Sun Country Golf Foundation. So really good initiative, spearheaded by Play Yellow and Jack Nicklaus. We ask for your support and sponsorship to help us make a ton of birdies and make a difference and play for a purpose.
Go do it. It's all at sandiegolf.com. We'll catch you next week. Get out there, sandiegolf.com, get a tee time. Your best rates are available there, and sign up for the club there, and everything they do out there is spectacular. Always appreciate you. Enjoy the weekend, Nick.
Appreciate the time. Have a great weekend.
All right, see you. While we were talking, the leaderboard changed, and Matsuyama and Fleetwood both made bogey. And so as we sit here going into round 3, Xander Schauffele's tied for first place, defending his gold medal with Tommy Fleetwood and Hideki Matsuyama. It's the opening drive on 95.9 FM and AM 610, the Sports Animal.
This report is sponsored.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. International Protective Services is a proud supporter of ProView Sports and New Mexico Youth Athletics. IPS provides residential and commercial security services in the Albuquerque metro area. For more info, please call 505-897-2420 or visit internationalprotectiveservice.com.
These days, it's important to know people and businesses you can trust. There's a lot of places where you can buy a vehicle, but there's only a few local dealerships where you'll find honest people who have your best interests in mind. And Fiesta Kia is one of them. We've been helping our neighbors save money and drive dependable cars for years, and we'd love to help you. With new Kias arriving daily, you'll love our selection and the peace of mind you'll get driving a Kia from Fiesta. So stop by and see us today at Fiesta Kia on Lomas, or just start driving now at fiestakia.com.
I was born in New Mexico. I grew up on these streets. I got in trouble here, and I fought my way back in boot camp. I love New Mexico, especially the people. Now I'm using my training, tenacity, and energy to fight for you.
I'm Adam Oki, lawyer, fighter, and New Mexican. I was a local athlete here in New Mexico, so I'm proud to support your local athletes.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
Hi, I'm Steve Stucker here for Dr. Robert Melendez and the Juliet Eye Institute. You may remember me like this, but no more. The glasses are gone. I tossed them months ago because of a brand new procedure from Dr. Melendez known as RLE, Refractive Lens Exchange. The latest technology, the best eyesight I've ever had in my life, and you can check it out by clicking on the link in the description right here.
What's going on, Lobo Nation? Ja'Cory Krosky-Mirror here.
And I'm Devin Dampier. The Lobo football team's going through some changes, but we're here to stay.
We'll put in the work on the field and in the weight room, but we'll need your help off the field.
505 Sports Venture is leading the charge in the NIL space.
And you can be part of it.
You make my heart better. Shorty, she better than all my intentions. Like me, shorty, you got my attention. See your baby, I get you the business. Touchdown and pay you a visit.
We aren't all born with the same opportunities. But it's the people who care that change everything.
Get ready, Sprout, get ready.
My coach, my teacher, my older sisters, my grandma, my brother, my tutor, my dad, and my mom.
As New Mexicans, it's up to all of us to do our part.
So that no child goes without love.
And no family has to do it all on their own.
They're all our children. Every single person is called to make a difference in the life of a child.
It's up to all of us to do our part.
To pull together.
Pull together.
Pull together.
To make New Mexico the best place to be a kid.
I was born in New Mexico. I grew up on these streets. I got in trouble here, and I fought my way back in boot camp. I love New Mexico, especially the people. Now I'm using my training, tenacity, and energy to fight for you.
I'm Adam Oki, lawyer, fighter, and New Mexican. I was a local athlete here in New Mexico, so I'm proud to support your local athletes.
Rudy's is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
Hi, my name is Daniel Chavez, and this is my business partner, David Chavez. We are the owners of Indeed Safety. Indeed Safety is a local safety consulting company helping our clients with their safety needs for their projects.
One of the things we pride ourselves as a construction safety company is helping our men and women in construction get home safe every day to their families. Indy Safety is a proud supporter of ProView Network.
Hi, I'm Steve Stucker here for Dr. Robert Melendez and the Juliet Eye Institute. You may remember me like this, but no more. The glasses are gone. I tossed them months ago because of a brand new procedure from Dr. Melendez known as RLE, Refractive Lens Exchange. The latest technology, the best eyesight I've ever had in my life, and you can check it out by clicking on the link in the description right here.
Young driver, this one. Hard to get her out. She'd been drinking. This one. Both of them gone. They'd been drinking, and he drove clear off the road. This was my family. Drunk driver hit us. And my wife and our daughter, they didn't make it.
Don't sacrifice quality and flavor when you're in a hurry. Golden Pride offers ribs, fried chicken, red and green chili breakfast burritos, and Frontier sweet rolls. 4 great locations, or visit us online at goldenprideabq.com. Golden Pride Barbecue Chicken and Ribs are proud supporters of ProView Sports.
Well, I'm going to the frontier, walk up to the cashier, order up a root beer and a number 1. Cover it with green stuff, 1 scoop is not enough. Find a booth is real tough, backed by the Duke. Meet my family, meet my friends in the quirkiest restaurant I have ever been. All of Albuquerque's favorite spot, it's the Frontier Restaurant.
The Frontier Restaurant is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
Teenagers love a party, especially during prom and graduation season. Often, alcohol is involved. Some parents think that hosting a party...
I mean, tall hose, short hose, I mean, long, whatever.
Okay, let's do it.
With us.
Pay your fare, then tell the driver that you're going to a double Dutch affair. Ding, bang, boom, well, I'll be darned. Here it comes. The double Dutch bus is on the street. You better get off the move.
I open the phone line. Edward, can you hoe with us? You don't hoe?
I don't have that capability. I'm not skilled in that manner.
I mean, long hoe or short hoe, does it matter?
I think all hoes are accepted. That was a hoe for the age. Quite the handsome hoe.
How do you not hoe with us? Like, I opened up the phone lines for you to hoe, and all these years you've called the show, and you wouldn't hoe with. I'm a little insulted.
Well, you didn't tell me.
You and Bobcat have been very benevolent with the opportunity to hoe. That was quite the handsome hoe. You know, almost as handsome as Brittany Griner, but that was a handsome hoe. Hey, I'm feeling a little salty today, but that's okay.
Go.
Hey, I'm looking forward to the holiday season. Kicked off yesterday with football, so 5 months of unadulterated action and activity. So I'm really looking forward to it. You know, as I traverse the Olympics, and I heard that breakdancing is now an Olympic sport, so I thought about throwing on some parachute pants and, breaking out the skills from the late 80s.
You and rerun.
But that's awesome. Hey, I'm a man of the people. I root for people more than they root for themselves many times. And as I traverse the landscape of Albuquerque, New Mexico, I think, how can we have more participation in the Olympics? I think that we could dominate. If there was an Olympic sport where individuals would wear jorts and Dak Prescott jerseys or Kobe Bryant jerseys and have tattoos, we would dominate the world in that sport. So, told you I was feeling a little salty. Yeah. But, I always look for opportunities of greatness in where we, in the vicinity where we live.
Yeah.
Jeff, I enjoy the show. It's always nice to have Bobcat. And I thank you for giving me a few minutes to share a few thoughts, and I hope you have a delightful weekend.
Do that, and give us a watch on CBS Sportsnet. We're going national this weekend. Tomorrow night, 8 o'clock, CBS Sportsnet. I'll have the call with Ray Birmingham and Scott Galletti from the Connie Mack World Series from the championship game. So give us a look tomorrow night.
Indeed, I shall. Oh, last point. Yeah. Our soccer team probably didn't. Our men's soccer team probably didn't deserve to get in the Olympics. They're getting waxed right now
3-0
by
Morocco.
Anyway,
that is Morocco.
Have a delightful day.
Good day.
I will
sir.
give it a watch.
See you. The power that is Morocco is pouncing on USA men's soccer right now. It is 3-0. They got a penalty kick about to make it 4-0. This is our USA men's soccer team. He shoots, he scores. 4-0 Morocco. All right, you all right? How was your hoe?
Not even as long as I usually do, because Tucano's kind of filled the stomach. You don't have.
You don't hoe well on a full stomach.
No,
you
I
need
don't.
an empty stomach to hoe.
No, and they're good stuff.
Tucano's was nice today.
Oh yeah.
You got the cheesecake back there, and the slaw, and the beef, and the pork, and the chicken, and the pineapple.
Yeah, the coleslaw too.
Yeah.
It's. Why can't we eat like that every day?
Oh, we don't?
No, we don't.
I'm going to tell Natalie Bodie that this is every day. Come on by. This is our pregame feed.
Yeah.
Channel 7 anchor Natalie Bodie is going to be in studio in the 9 o'clock hour. Looking forward to meeting her and just talking sports and wherever we go with this. But she's the new anchor over at Channel 7 and introduce her to you. It's the opening drive. Me and Gato Roberto. Natalie Bodie next on 95.9 FM and AM 610, the Sports Animal.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
Albuquerque's leader in sports is ProView. From pros to prep, all your favorite action. All your favorite talk shows. Find it on ProView Networks.
What's going on, Lobo Nation? Ja'Cory Krosky-Miller here.
And I'm Devin Dampier. The Lobo football team's going through some changes, but we're here to stay.
We'll put in the work on the field and in the weight room, but we'll need your help off the field.
505 Sports Adventure is leading the charge in the NIL space.
And you can be part of it.
Shorty, she better than all my intentions. Locked in, shorty, you got my attention. See your baby, I get you the business. Touchdown and pay you a visit.
A burglary takes place in the United States approximately every 15 seconds. International Protective Service is your answer for commercial and residential security in all of Albuquerque. IPS will work with your monitoring company for fast, reliable response times. You can rest easy knowing you, your family, or your company is watched over by International Protective Service. Call International Protective Service today.
For your surprisingly great rates, contact your local State Farm agent today.
If you want the real deal, call State Farm agent Marty Size in Albuquerque today.
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Don't sacrifice quality and flavor when you're in a hurry. Golden Pride offers ribs, fried chicken, red and green chili breakfast burritos, and Frontier sweet rolls. 4 great locations, or visit us online at goldenprideabq.com. Golden Pride Barbecue Chicken and Ribs are proud supporters of ProView Sports.
If you're drunk, blasted, intoxicated, rip, plastered, destroyed, bruh. If you're like this, you shouldn't be driving.
Young driver, this one. Hard to get her out. She'd been drinking. This one. Both of them gone. They'd been drinking, and he drove clear off the road. This was my family. Drunk driver hit us. And my wife and our daughter, they didn't make it.
Hi, I'm Steve Stucker here for Dr. Robert Melendez and the Juliet Eye Institute. You may remember me like this, but no more. The glasses are gone. I tossed them months ago because of a brand new procedure from Dr. Melendez known as RLE, Refractive Lens Exchange. The latest technology, the best eyesight I've ever had in my life, and you can check it out by clicking on the link in the description right here.
North Texas Longhorns and SoCal Renegades at 4, and then you got the big one tonight. And looking forward to getting up to Farmington and being part of the Connie Mack World Series. Give us a look tomorrow. Set your DVRs or whatever. I forgot to do that probably. But we'll be on CBS Sportsnet tomorrow night, Bob. CBS Sportsnet tomorrow night. I'll have the call, the final Connie Mack World Series with Ray Birmingham and Scott Galletti. And looking forward to that. I even got headsets for you. And hello, Natalie Bodie. How are you?
I'm doing great. How are you doing?
Doing good. Thank you for doing this. Thank you for getting up early in the morning. Look at that. The whole headset thing is throwing you for a loop. Huh?
I've got it on all wrong, Jeff. We'll figure that out during a break.
Right. She is, you put on your TV recently in the last couple of months, and you watched Channel 7, and you said, wait, who's that? And, well, it's Natalie Bodie. She is the new sports anchor over at Channel 7. And for many reasons, and partially for our partnership with here at Cumulus and KOAT, but I want you to know who she is, who you're watching. So I wanted to introduce you, first of all, to me, and then to
Great
our
to
audience.
meet you, Jeff. I haven't even gotten to shake your hand yet. We'll get
Hello,
there.
Natalie Bodie. Great to see you. How you living?
There we go. We got the handshake down, you guys. I'm doing well. I'm enjoying beautiful Albuquerque. I'm originally from Brenham, Texas.
Yep.
So a very small town between Houston and Austin. I have to make clear, though, Jeff, it's not a suburb of either. It's a standalone farm town down there. But I went to college at UNC in North Carolina, and then I lived in Atlanta after and moved here from there.
Yeah, some great spots. I mean, great spots. Chapel Hill is beautiful. We did a run last summer, 2 summers ago. My daughter looking at colleges. We did the whole UNC, Duke, Winston-Salem, looked at Wake Forest. You know what her favorite part of the whole thing was?
What?
The gardens at Wake Forest.
You know, I haven't seen those, but you saying that UNC is beautiful. You're a man of taste.
No, UNC
and it's
was
already
awesome.
evident,
No,
and I appreciate that.
So that was one of her favorite trips. So Jason Freeman is the equipment manager for Tar Heel football, and so we went and we got like the special tour. And he took us all around, went up to Franklin Street and showed us like the little spot where everybody eats. It's like a not like a convenience store, but where everybody goes.
Sutton's?
Exactly what it was. And did the whole tour. We ended up back at the football stadium and took her on the field and took her through the old locker room, and they were building the new locker room. And she's like, Dad, there really is a quarterback room? Right? Why is the wide receiver room so much bigger? Because there's more wide receiver. Ended up in the equipment room. And he says, Addie, what size are you? And she's like, what? And he started throwing Jumpman gear at her. So she ran all summer in her UNC Jumpman gear. She loved Carolina.
Yeah, and I just, first of all, I appreciate how I was able to steer a compliment to Wake Forest back to UNC.
Yeah, no, that's good. That's good.
And I appreciate you.
By the way, I
going
caught
with
that.
I appreciate you indulging me in that.
Yeah.
But, you know, I have to be honest with you, Jeff, at risk of sounding kind of corny, when I was there, I was grateful every single day to be there. And I think that it's something that some in-state students, maybe they felt the same way, but I knew how hard it was to get in there. And sometimes, most of the time, I felt a lot of imposter syndrome, and I would just look around like, thank God I ended up here, because there is something in the air. You know, you feel like you are at an elite university and you're around elite athletes, and it's just a phenomenal place. And it was one of the highlights of my life.
Were you an athlete there?
I was not.
You were not.
I tell people I'm tall for no reason because I'm almost 5'11", and people always say that.
Natalie, people don't realize how hard it is to be a D1 athlete.
Come on now. I appreciate the compliment, but it's especially at UNC. So like you play
right.
volleyball or
Yeah.
soccer. I'm like, I would be on the Olympic team
That's
if
right.
I played soccer there.
That's what people don't get it. It's so hard. As Addie's like, Dad, I'm good. She was a 4-sport letterman here, and she's like, I just want to go be a student. Like, and she's cool. Natalie Bodie is the new sports anchor at Channel 7. She's here with us on the opening drive, and it kind of leads into, you're going to do a lot of college sports here. I say this all the time. I think you always love your alma mater, no matter where it is. I love my alma mater. I went to San Diego State. It was
beautiful spot. Talk about beauty.
It was pretty hard not to love San Diego State, right? But I still, UNM alum, they love their alma mater. They should. I almost, we watch the transfer portal now, and I wonder, are they losing something? Did you go all 4 years? I went all 5.
Did you really? I don't blame you.
It was camp.
I would have stayed longer if I could have. It's funny you bring up the transfer portal because I was at UNM football practice. They have some media availability now. And I was talking to Luke Weissong about it. I'm like, you're a hometown guy. You've been here. How do you view the transfer portal era? He's like, honestly, I'm really grateful that I'm from here and I got to experience this because I do see guys coming in and out. And I could tell, I want to say this in my words, not his, because I don't want to paraphrase incorrectly. I could tell that for him it meant more. And for other athletes, I'm not sure that it still does because it's become so commercialized. And I'm not against athletes being paid at all. I think they deserve money for their name, image, and likeness. But if it's going to be more of a pro regime, let's do it all the way. Let's not try to be in this gray area because I think that's what's been causing some issues.
Well, I look back at some of the athletes, and I've run the Isleta New Mexico Bowl for 19 years now. And I've watched, we bring in guys every year. Last year was Marshall Faulk, whether it was Tim Brown or whether it was Tony Dorsett or all the athletes, Joe Theismann, they all talk about their alma mater. Like Marshall and I had San Diego State conversations. It was awesome. Eric Dickerson talks about his time at SMU with such pride, even though it was right in the middle of that whole SMU death penalty shutdown, right? Tony Dorsett talked about Pitt. I wonder about these guys who are bouncing around place to place. And I maybe that's not a fair way, but give me a better way to say it and I'll use it. How will they reflect on their college days? Are they are you from New Mexico? Are you from Texas A&M? Are you from Louisville? And you go to 2 or 3 different places, and maybe it doesn't matter, Natalie. Maybe I don't know, but obviously you love where you went to school. Where I went to school made such a huge impression on me. For most of the people I know did. I just wonder if that's one of these byproducts or unintended consequences of what we're going through. And look, if you're getting paid, you probably don't care, but you're missing out on something that I think is really cool.
Totally. And you know what this parallels to me, Jeff, is I think about, of course, because I have to relate this in relative terms to UNC, and I think about UNC basketball, and there was this whole conversation of the one and dones at Duke and the guys who buy into like the Carolina family and stay 3 or 4 years in one spot, right? And it's that traditional mentality versus let me adapt to the times mentality. And both have had success. But more recently, UNC's had more success with more of a traditional method. And, I don't want to say that as the evolution continues, it's not going to become this great thing and more normalized. But for right now, I am of the opinion that you do miss out if you bounce around because, I even think about my high school experience, year 1 versus year 4 with my classmates, the way people invest in you. And, it's all about relationships, right? And you're not going to have your best season, usually your freshman season or sophomore season. But if you can stick something out and you see the growth and you have the fortitude to do that, I think it develops you a lot more for life. But there are some people where the transfer portal has been a godsend and it's the complete other situations. But my point is, I think that tends to be the exception and not the rule.
Natalie Bodie from Channel 7, she's the sports anchor over there, is with us in studio. You bring up something that I think we've got a little conflict of interest.
Okay.
Because what's best for the program might not be best for the individual player. So we talk about one and dones. We talk about, now I think the NIL has been good for college basketball, especially because it's keeping players in school, because players can make more going like Great Osibor, who went from Utah State to Washington, is getting $2 million, probably making way more at Washington than he would have gone to Spain or Istanbul or Israel or wherever if he didn't make the NBA. He'd make more there than in the G League or overseas. So I think it's better. It's keeping players in college basketball longer. But for the programs, you're right. It used to be the one and dones. If you look now, who's winning championships? UConn's doing it with guys who have been there for a while. The point guard from El Paso, I'm forgetting his name, but he's been there a while. Go 2 years ago when San Diego State and FAU got there. Those were old teams. Richard Pitino here says you got to get old and stay old. That's not the way it was when you were at Carolina and Duke, where they were looking for the one and dones, and that's how to build.
You're absolutely right. And you actually make me think of something that I think is the flip side of the coin to what I was saying. And I agree with you. I think it's very situational. It's sport dependent, but specifically if you're talking about a UNM, and Coach Pitino does not need my coaching or recruiting advice. I'm fully aware. My outlook, though, is that if you're at a place that is a smaller university, what ends up happening is that the talent, once they get some exposure, they're gone.
I think they'll get
because
paid.
it is in their personal interest. But I actually think there could be an advantage to that. Because if you embrace where you're at, if you're a mid-major school and you embrace what you bring, hey, you're a guy who's a 3-star recruit, hasn't got as much attention. You come here, we're going to have a great team. We'll get you on a national stage. You can go make a couple million elsewhere, or however much NIL is per player, and a player like that, a prospect like that. I think that's a selling point, and I think maybe you buy in, and that's your advantage.
Like, you've got to appreciate what you have. We had this conversation yesterday. Stop complaining about what you don't have, and appreciate what you do. And whether you're San Diego State or New Mexico or New Mexico State or UNC, look, there's always someone who's got more. There's always, even at UNC, people tell me it's a stepping stone job. Everything's a damn stepping stone job. UConn was almost a stepping stone job for the Lakers, right? Where did Roy Williams come from? Oh, Kansas. Was that a stepping stone job, right? Everybody, stop losing your mind over what might happen, and appreciate and make the best of what you have. Steve Alford used to say, we are New Mexico, and he used to say it with pride, because there was something here. You've got a fan base. You've got an iconic arena. Yeah, there's things that they have more, but utilize what you have to your advantage, take advantage, and then say, look, we got this guy and this guy and this guy to the NBA. We got Tony Snell. He got paid. He was almost 10 years in the NBA. He came out of here. They'll find you. San Diego State, look what Kawhi Leonard did, right? Look what Tony Gwynn, Steven Strasburg, Marshall Faulk, look what they did. You've got to utilize, to me, what you have. Take advantage of what you have and stop complaining about what you don't.
Totally. And, I think that for what rings in my mind during this conversation is it's very hard to be 18 to 22 years old and think big picture like this, and to make these types of financial decisions that are life-changing. And there's a lot of great parents and mentors out there, and the athletes that have that great support, that's wonderful, but it's not widespread. It's not the same for everyone. And so I think about that too. And I think about how difficult it is to think of all these different nuances and outlines and possibilities. And really, the overarching theme here that I think about is, for my generation, I think it is an issue that there's just always something better. And if you don't see one, we'll go on social media and you'll find a reality you'd rather be living in, right? That's like a total other diatribe I could go on. But there's going to be a correction somewhere, and it's going to come full circle. But for now, we're living in the wild, wild west of NIL and possibility.
It's a good start. I don't know how we got there, but I like where we're going. Natalie Bodie from Channel 7 is in studio. She's going to be with us up until 10 o'clock. Appreciate you getting up early. I know how it is when you work nights.
Oh, I'm just happy to be here. Thanks for having me on.
When I used to sit in your chair at Channel 7, I didn't even know there were morning shows. I didn't get up till 9:30, 10 o'clock. So I didn't even know that people were doing. I mean, I kind of did. I heard about it, but it was early. So appreciate you.
My respect is with the morning show people. I've got a friend. She comes in at 2:30 in the morning. All right. I consider it easy to stay up till around midnight.
I did that one for a while too. All right, we're going to continue with Natalie Bodie. How'd she get here? What was the path, and early impressions of Albuquerque in New Mexico from a young lady from Texas via Chapel Hill through Atlanta and now to the Boracay. It's the opening drive on 95.9 FM and AM 610, the Sports Animal.
95.9 FM and AM.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. International Protective Services is a proud supporter of ProView Sports and New Mexico Youth Athletics. IPS provides residential and commercial security services in the Albuquerque metro area. For more info, please call 505-897-2420 or visit internationalprotectiveservice.com.
What's going on, Lobo Nation? Ja'Cory Krosky-Mary here.
And I'm Devin Dampier. The Lobo football team's going through some changes, but we're here to stay.
We'll put in the work on the field and in the weight room, but we'll need your help off the field.
505 Sports Venture is leading the charge in the NIL space.
And you can be part of it.
You make my heart better. Shorty, she better than all my intentions. Like and shorty, you got my attention. See your baby, I get you the benefit. touchdown and pay you a visit.
I was born in New Mexico. I grew up on these streets. I got in trouble here, and I fought my way back in Burkia. I love New Mexico, especially the people. Now I'm using my training, tenacity, and energy to fight for you.
I'm Adam Oki, lawyer, fighter, and New Mexican. I was a local athlete here in New Mexico, so I'm proud to support your local athletes.
Albuquerque's leader in sports is ProView. From pros to prep, all your favorite action. All your favorite talk shows. Find it on ProView Networks.
Teenagers love a party, especially during prom and graduation season. Often, alcohol is involved. Some parents think that hosting a party with alcohol in their home will keep the kids safe, but it's wrong and it's illegal. As a parent, to allow your teenagers' underage friends to consume alcohol on your property is a felony. Parents who host lose the most. Don't be a party to teenage drinking.
This is a program of the Drug Free Action Alliance. For more information, go to burnco.gov/do-not-host.
Hey, look! It's Dwight Goodman! Boom! This place is hot. Let's see if anyone needs my help. How about I drive you madman home, huh?
I got this, Dwight. I'm the designated driver. Boom.
Sweet.
Does anyone need Dwight's help getting home tonight?
No thanks, Romeo. I've got a taxi all lined up.
Drive safe, Dwight.
Boom! Boom!
Seriously? You expect me to drive while you aren't wearing seatbelts? What's the worst that can happen? Seriously? Buckle up. Okay, thank you.
For your surprisingly great rates, contact your local State Farm agent today.
If you want the real deal, call State Farm agent Marty Size in Albuquerque today.
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
For your business or your home, Valley Fence stands alone. We're number one in New Mexico for a reason. It's the best fence you can own. Proudly serving New Mexico for over 50 years. At Valley Fence, the difference is clear.
Natalie Bodie from Channel 7's in studio. We're getting acquainted here, as I want you to know her. She's going to be giving you your sports over on Channel 7. Sitting in my former seat, Gato Roberto, over at KOAT. I don't think they probably got new seats since I've left. They probably got new furniture. I'd hope so. How you liking Channel 7?
You know, I'm loving it so far.
How long you been there?
I've been there since June the 10th, so it hasn't been quite 2 months. I do think they replaced the chairs, actually. I will say that. But you know my favorite part of the job so far, Jeff? It's Ron Burdick. And I genuinely, I wouldn't say this if I didn't mean it. He is just every day going and talking to Ron. He has so many stories. Philly sports guy, so I already know he's passionate. He's been in the game forever. Yesterday, this is the type of stuff Ron does that I love. Yesterday, we were talking about the Olympics. He brings in a scrapbook from the 1992 Winter Olympics that he went to with CBS. And we're just going through it, and he's showing me all the pictures, and he's just awesome. I've really loved learning from him, conversing with him. He's on TikTok now, Ron on TV, because of me.
Nice.
All right, so we got him on Talk. It's just it's going great, and he's been awesome.
I respect what he does because I've done both sports and news on TV, but I didn't do them simultaneously in the same day. The way he's got to go put his sportscast together, and I know how hard it is, and I know what you guys go through, and I know you got to produce it and write it and shoot it and edit and do everything yourself. And then he's got to anchor that 4 o'clock show. Is it 4 o'clock? 5 o'clock?
It is 4.
The 4 o'clock show. Yeah, I respect what he does. That's a good dude right there.
Never phased. That's the other thing. I look to him, and so many things could be going on, right? He has to your point, do news. He has to do sports. He has 3 shows, and he's just calm, cool, collected.
And he's good.
And I'm just like, okay, this is what I have to aspire towards.
Yeah. All right, so you're out, and jobs come up. You were in Atlanta last?
Yes. So
how's this one, and why this one?
Yeah, I have a untraditional local sports path. So I graduated from college in 2021. And after that, it was sort of the remnants of COVID. And I got a job with NCAA Digital for NCAA.com. I was essentially a beat writer, but I was programming the website. So I was working the 4 to 1 or 2 a.m. shift during the College World Series, just filling in the website. And I was like, okay, I'm seeing that we're making money by video views, and we don't have any videos about NCAA soccer. So I pitched my boss, like, okay, let me do this, and I'll do it during my shift. I'll do more work, and it'll be this exact same. He's just kind of like, yeah, sure, whatever. So I make these videos, and they're like, oh, you're not terrible at interviewing people, whatever. We'll let you keep doing it.
Terrible. That's pretty good.
And so they didn't say that, but, I'm paraphrasing here. They end up letting me do more interviews and be on camera more. And eventually I was kind of the full-blown digital sideline reporter for NCAA.com. And I got sent to championships to cover games. Nice. And it was awesome, but it was not an on-camera job originally. And work ethic kind of got me on camera and allowed me to do that. So after that, I had a conversation with my boss. And it was just one of those one-on-ones where you're getting to know people. And he's asking me what I like to do in my free time. And I told him I like to play poker and I enjoy betting on sports. Maybe wouldn't say that to my boss now, in the same situation. Being affiliated with the NCAA in some way, it's probably not the best look, but I was fresh out of school. And he said, really, Bleacher Report's looking for someone that's, they're into sports betting. They have a whole betting branch of the brand. And Bleacher Report was under this umbrella of Warner Brothers Discovery, TNT Sports that own NCAA and Bleacher Report. Yeah. So I go to work at Bleacher Report. I work in betting. But I'm doing that Monday through Friday. But the whole time, I knew that my North Star was being on TV, and I was working in digital, which it just is not the exact same as a live rep. Nothing simulates a live rep like a live rep. So, Jeff, every weekend, I was driving. One day I drove from Atlanta to Elon, North Carolina to be a sideline reporter for FCS football that Saturday morning. So for about a year, I was just doing the grind of I have a 40-hour week job.
And then I'm working
and
the weekend.
I'm going to take gigs every weekend. I did that. I started making poker content somewhere along the way. Someone saw it that was affiliated with the World Series of Poker. They said, hey, come out for audition. And somehow I ended up being a freelancer. I had to quit my job at Bleacher Report because I got offered the World Series of Poker job. Did that for 6 weeks. That went on CBS Sports HQ after. For the last year, I was working as a freelance sports reporter and poker reporter. But I wasn't doing as many sports as I wanted. I started looking at the local stuff, and I thought, I want this type of grind. I'm used to the grind. I've had to earn everything that I've had, but I've never quite had to shoot, edit, be my own photographer, report, and anchor. And I'm going to get so much better.
Write and produce.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Thank you, because it is a big job. Yeah. You get it. It's a ton. And I knew I would get better, so I was looking around. I landed on Albuquerque, New Mexico. I looked at it. I said, I've never thought about living there. And I maybe never would unless I saw this, right? Mm-hmm. And I just thought to myself, okay, I never think about this place, but it's in a beautiful area. You got to get beyond the initial Google search, though, okay? Because it does scare you a little bit. You see the crime rates. And
everybody's got it.
And we're just being honest here on this show, right? Yep. But I came out here and I met the news director, Jess O'Neill, and he was wonderful. And I met Ron, and I thought to myself, here's an adventure I would never go on, and they want me to be here. And other places kind of scoffed at the fact I hadn't done local, and we got to teach you this, we got to teach you that. Here I was valued. They're like, look, we'll fill in the gaps. You've been on camera. You want to work here? We want to have you.
As long as you're willing to work.
Yeah, if you're willing to work. And I was. And they knew that based on my background. And so I said, this is a job I'm going to take. And I moved 1,400 miles, sort of sight unseen. I hadn't seen where I was going to live. I came and visited once. And my boyfriend came too. And I'm like, yep, he's a keeper because that's a big move.
Yeah, it is.
But that's how I ended up here. That's my long-winded story of the whole background. You have it now.
That's Natalie Bodie. She's the new sports anchor. I don't know what point you're new. I guess inside 2 months you're still new. At Channel 7. Should poker be an Olympic sport? We were having this conversation earlier.
I don't see why not.
I mean, with everything else, it's not a sport, but neither is break dancing. Poker's not a sport. There's a difference between a game and a sport. Do we agree?
There is, and I think it is a game, and that's the thing. Chess isn't in the Olympics, right?
It's not, although I saw yesterday somebody's trying to push it to get back in the Olympics.
I think it would be fun because I don't think that a gold medal is obviously different than the World Series of Poker bracelet, but since you're going to allow me to talk about poker, I'm going to.
How'd you get into it?
Here's my thing with poker. So my boyfriend, Jackson, who's here with me now, he taught me how to play during COVID. And my background, I grew up with a single dad for most of my life. So most of my hobbies were already male slanted. Even how I ended up in my career, my whole why behind it, I have a story on my website, nataliebodie.com, where I go into more detail. So my mom got sick when I was young, and my dad raised me for most of my life. So Jackson taught me how to play poker, and I loved it. And I started watching old poker shows. So like The Big Game, I watched that. I saw Joel Brunson. I saw Daniel Negreanu. I saw all these huge whales in the space. And I saw a woman by the name of Amanda Leatherman, now Amanda Negreanu. She married Daniel. She was the only woman in that arena that I saw at the time that was reporting. And I thought that would be the sickest job in the world. How do I do that? Yeah. And that's essentially what I ended up doing. I started making content on TikTok about poker. There's, as you would imagine, there's not a lot of women in this space that also broadcast. So they brought me in, and that was lucky, but I don't believe in luck. I think it was a blessing. I think God orchestrated that for me.
Well, and you work too. I mean,
totally.
Like you do the right thing the right way for the right reason, usually the right thing happens.
Totally. And I ended up in that space, and you want to talk about sports being male dominated? Try poker.
I'll bet.
Because it's totally different. And what I appreciate about poker that I don't think meets the eye, that any chance I have a time to talk about it, I do. It is gambling. It's a form of gambling, of course. But the pros now, it's not the Chris Moneymaker 03 days where, I know I've got it and he doesn't, and I can just call his bluff right here. It's really not so much that way anymore. There's an element of that, but it's math-based. There's something called ICM, the independent chip model, where these guys are quite literally mathematical and probability experts, and they combine that with psychology.
So are you playing here? Have you gone down to Isleta? Have you found a card room yet? Have you gone down and played a little and taken some money?
So I haven't gotten to play here yet. Jackson goes to Sandia all the time.
And he kills it, doesn't he?
He is so
He's
far.
doing okay.
I need to not say that because I don't want his table rep to get messed up.
It's good though. I mean, you play to win the game, don't you? Isn't that what Herm Edwards said? You play to win the game.
Totally. I play online a lot because it's what I can do here. It just doesn't, it doesn't line up with my schedule to be out playing poker all the time. But anytime I travel and if there's a casino, I will go play like 1-2. I play low stakes. People always ask, like, no, I can't go risk all this money. I'm playing 1-2 and online I'm playing 10-20 or 10 cent, 20 cent. Let me clarify every night.
Yep. Natalie Bodie's in studio. She is the new sports anchor over at Channel 7. You brought up medals. Can I ask you a question we've been asking? How do you count medals? Do you count overall medals or should you just count it by gold? Or is it whichever fits your narrative? The U.S. is leading with 39 overalls, but China's got more golds. Who's winning?
From a marketing standpoint, I think you go with whatever fits your
41.
narrative.
Sorry. It's up 2 in the time we've been on there. 41. Sorry.
This is an accurate show. I appreciate that. Thank you for the update. I think you go with whatever fits your narrative personally, and I will stand by that.
So in China, it's gold, and here it's overall.
Yeah, whatever fits the narrative, I think you go with that. But I will give some opinionation on that. I do think it probably should be gold.
Because that's winning. It is the overall.
It's greatness,
winning.
Right? Yeah. Everybody loves greatness.
Look, if you told me I'm going over there and I'm coming back with a bronze medal, I'd probably be kind of fired up.
Yeah.
That I'm coming home with an Olympic medal.
I'd
be bummed at the moment because I didn't win.
Mm-hmm.
But sometimes you recognize the other guy, the other girl's better.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes they're just better. All right, let me take this break. When we come back, I want to get into a little bit about local sports. I know you've been out to Lobo Camp as much as you can, as much as they'll let you see. You've been out. This will be your first season of Lobo football. We want to talk about some of the local stuff that you got into and maybe some of your passions, professional sports passions. Natalie Bodie is with us. You watch her on the weekends and other days on Channel 7. KOAT is the sports anchor. Natalie's sitting in with us. I'm merely Jeff Symbieta with Gato Roberto on 95.9 FM and AM 610, the sports animal.
Dirty Boys present Fill in the Holes.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
Don't sacrifice quality and flavor when you're in a hurry. Golden Pride offers ribs, fried chicken, red and green chili breakfast burritos, and Frontier sweet rolls. 4 great locations, or visit us online at goldenprideabq.com. Golden Pride Barbecue Chicken and Ribs are proud supporters of ProView Sports.
Rudy's is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
Teenagers love a party, especially during prom and graduation season. Often, alcohol is involved. Some parents think that hosting a party with alcohol in their home will keep the kids safe, but it's wrong and it's illegal. As a parent, to allow your teenagers' underage friends to consume alcohol on your property is a felony. Parents who host lose the most. Don't be a party to teenage drinking.
This is a program of the Drug Free Action Alliance. For more information, go to burnco.gov/do-not-host.
We here at Clark's Pet Emporium welcome you to bring in your pets. We know that having your pet with you makes the experience of shopping for them even better. And we welcome you to bring your kids also. Clark's Pet Emporium, your pet's second best friend.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. International Protective Services is a proud supporter of ProView Sports and New Mexico Youth Athletics. IPS provides residential and commercial security services in the Albuquerque metro area. For more info, please call 505-897-2420 or visit internationalprotectiveservice.com.
What's going on, Lobo Nation? Ja'Cory Krosky-Miller here.
And I'm Devin Dampier. The Lobo football team's going through some changes, but we're here to stay.
We'll put in the work on the field and in the weight room, but we'll need your help off the field.
505 Sports Adventure is leading the charge in the NIL space.
And you can be part of it.
Shorty, she better than all my intentions. Locked in, shorty, you got my attention. CEO, baby, I get you the business. Touchdown and pay you a visit.
Hi, I'm Steve Stucker here for Dr. Robert Melendez and the Juliet Eye Institute. You may remember me like this, but no more. The glasses are gone. I tossed them months ago because of a brand new procedure from Dr. Melendez known as RLE, Refractive Lens Exchange.
Jeff Sabieta Gato Roberto's in for JJ today. He'll be back on Monday. I will not go to Michigan, dude. It's orientation. Natalie Bodie is here from Channel 7. Do you remember orientation? I don't know that I ever had orientation at San Diego State. I think I just showed up one day. My first day on campus, there was a big concert at Aztec Bowl, which is now where Viejas Arena is, and it was Oingo Boingo, The Police, Oingo Boingo, and Madness. That was my first day on campus. I'm like, wow, this place is pretty cool.
Yeah, that
I'm going to stay here for 5 years of camp.
That rocks. I do remember orientation. They really just stress you out. That's, don't let your daughter get swayed by all the things they're going to talk about. It's going to work out. Yep. She might change her major. It's not the end of the world.
Well, we'll see. We'll see. She might. Yeah, she may. She's kind of into it now.
Well, that's what they really freak you out about. That's why I say, because they're like, if this happens and all these classes, don't.
She's more concerned about getting the rest of the football tickets because they got 8 home games, and the lottery, she only got 8 tickets this year.
I see that you've raised her right.
So that's where she's concerned. So she got the Texas game, Michigan, Texas. Mm-hmm. She got the Minnesota game. She got the Oregon game in Arkansas State. But she doesn't have SC. She doesn't have Michigan State. So I might have a guy. I might have a guy. I'm not looking for anything free. We'll buy some tickets. But yeah.
Jeff with the connections. I got to ask you this. Yeah. What was her outlook on Jim Harbaugh leaving? Did she commit to go to Michigan before or after that?
After.
Oh, yeah. So she wasn't super disappointed.
I mean, she's kind of bummed, but I mean, as we're watching it, so, football season last year, so she decided mid-April. So even through basketball, she had a lot of interests, a lot of schools that were there that she was looking at. And so she wasn't sure who she was rooting for and which sweatshirt she was wearing. But when it came down to it, and now she's all about Go Blue and maybe Row Blue and the whole thing.
So what ultimately made her decide Michigan?
The Ross Business School. She got into it's one of the top 5 business schools in America, top public business school, and she got in, and the program's amazing. And then she got into this other scholar art writer program, and so
I've got to meet her.
Yeah, she's
my hero.
She actually Bethany Miller, who preceded you, they met and they talked a lot of Taylor Swift.
Okay.
They got. In fact, I got an email for you from somebody who said, or I'll find it for you. Hey, care less about, oh no, that's Simone Biles. Somebody suggested, I'll find it for you, to make sure that you don't make the same mistake your predecessor made and get Taylor Swift tickets the week of the NCAA tournament.
Oh man.
Like whatever.
Yeah, I'm sorry that you even have to get emails about me. I'm sure you've got a lot of disgruntled people so far. But anyway,
yeah, I
am not huge into Taylor. I'm not anti-Taylor.
My kid is. I went to the show at SoFi.
I'm jealous of that. That sounds incredible.
It was kind of amazing.
I like Taylor Swift. I just think that if you're a diehard, you grew up listening to that music and you feel this nostalgic, sentimental feeling about it. I grew up that way listening to Drake.
Yeah, I get
and
it.
That's where my fandom is. But I'm not. I like Taylor. Respect her game. Billionaire. Good for her.
The show's
Dating
amazing.
Travis Kelce.
Yeah, and the show, by the way, like
it's that good.
It's look. That's not. It's probably when on my drive to Farmington, I'm probably not going to be listening to Taylor Swift today. How about that? But when my kids in the car, like I'm on my Sirius radio. Can I say that I work here? We got a few presets that she still owns, and there's some pop music on there. And when it comes up, we stop, we listen to it. But I'm glad I went. The show is pretty amazing. 3.5 hours, probably, I don't know, 10 different outfits, but it's just constant energy. And the like my kid and the rest of the screaming teenagers screamed every word.
You got a ticket to Taylor Swift.
Seventh
in LA.
row on the floor.
You must have a guy for everything.
I got a guy for that. Yeah, I got a guy. Wow. You want to take a phone call?
What'd you say?
You want to take a phone call?
Sure.
Howard, good morning. You're on the Sports Animal. What's up, Howie?
Well, I'm going to comment on something, and I have a question for your lovely young lady in your show today. But orientation didn't exist in 1979 when a small-town kid went to UNM, and the only thing they did was point me towards the bookstore. And then when I entered Woodward Hall with 300 people in my psych class, I was a little overwhelmed, but I got through it.
And they showed you where the Frontier restaurant was.
I knew where that was already. Come on.
That's in the application.
And then I lasted a year and a half, fell in love, and got married with my first wife.
And look at you now.
I emphasize first wife. But anyhow, I wanted to ask you a question. Have you been subject to the crazed Lobo fans in our city yet? Have you felt that?
I have felt that. And, that's actually one of my favorite parts about this area, because you could look at the market and say, there's not an NFL team here. It's not huge sports. The people here wouldn't know that. Says who? Because the fan bases here are so passionate about what you're covering and what they're watching that, to me, I would rather have that and a very fiery, invested fan base than have, a pro team that's on the rocks, that everybody's disgruntled about it. No, I think here, the number one priority is New Mexico sports, supporting the United, supporting the Lobos. And I found that, I would never, when I first looked at this job, I'm disappointed that I thought, sports might not be as big here, because that could not be further from the truth. So I appreciate that question, because I've experienced the passion and it's made me excited to be here even more.
Thanks, Howie. So I just hit.
Do we randomly pop in callers? I like that.
Yeah, is that
you got
right?
some
You okay with
surprises
that?
here. Oh, I'm ready for anything.
I mean, look, we even put out the whole buffet for you today.
Wow, that was just for me.
Just
I
for
will
you.
take a plate on my way.
I mean,
out.
I don't know what's left now. Bob got the cheesecake along with the Parmesan beef and the pulled pork, and it was good.
Great
Cloth,
establishment.
cloth napkins today.
Wow.
I'm not lying. Cloth napkins and real utensils today. I don't know what the hell. They knew Natalie Bodie was coming.
Rolled out the red carpet.
I don't think we've ever had that.
Ever.
Wow.
Ever.
And I've been here a couple of
I've been doing this show 16 years.
And I'm here double that.
So on what you were saying, sometimes the stuff that comes out of my mouth, I can't even believe. But I got to Channel 7 28 years ago. All right, 1996, which is damn. And I kind of somewhat thought what you thought, right? And I've realized it's a lazy way of thinking. And I love that in 2 months that you're already out of it. It's not a major league sports town, but it kind of is. And we don't have the Broncos, the Cowboys, the Dodgers, whatever, the Braves. But it is a passionate sports town. And when you experience Lobo basketball, you've heard about it. It's Tar Heel basketball. I mean, you know what that means. It means at least that much here, okay? And they haven't had the success, but they still have that passion. There is a passion here, and there is a huge interest in major league sports. It's an interesting sports market, and it's different. And combat sports are big, high school sports are big, but yet the big stuff. I always found it a lazy argument. Oh, there's a down season. Oh, there's nothing to do. There's always something to cover. There's always a story to tell. and there's no down season anymore, and I think you know that. It's work a little bit and find something. I mean, yeah, look, is this job, I was having this conversation yesterday, this particular job, Monday during football season, is that easy? I come in, I open up the phones, and people bitch about their football team over the weekend, right? Yeah, is that easier than a Tuesday in July? Yeah, it's easier, but that doesn't mean there's nothing to do, and I'm glad that you appreciate it. It takes a minute, because this isn't, when you think of great sports markets, yeah, there's something to it. I hope football gets better, because you've experienced college football. You understand what that means. I have been in college football now for 18 years running a bowl game. I want this town to experience what college football does for communities, and I know you have.
Yeah, to your point, I agree. My initial, and I'm always honest, my initial thought was, sports here aren't that big. You know, what am I going to cover? What's the down season going to look like? But it was very evident to me, even on my visit, that wasn't the case, because I had people in my DMs that were United fans before I even took the job, right? So that, to me, it was something that I saw very early. Let's talk about football here. I want to talk about that, because when I was at UNC, I saw the Larry Fedora era, where the stands were not filled, football was not doing well, but Mac Brown, before they even had success, okay, and whatever that means to you, I'm talking relative to Carolina at that time, the tickets were sold out simply because there was hope.
And Matt came in, and I think that's what's going on here.
Yes, and that's what I'm saying of what I've experienced. So I wasn't here for the former regime. I can only speak to what I've seen in the short time that I have been around. The players believe in Bronco Mendenhall, and that was evident to me. I've been to 2 practices. That is, I think, the difference that is going to be here. I saw they have a tough start to the schedule, but if they can get some wins and keep that hope alive, I think it could transform everything, because when you have a coach that you can believe in, that to me is the hardest barrier to overcome. When you expect to win, Georgia football now, guess what? They've made it over the hump. Now they just think they're going to win a natty every year, right?
Well, I mean, last year was a disappointment because they didn't get into the playoffs.
Exactly.
They were 11-1.
How quick did that change? Yeah. And now the mentality is, we're winners. We're going to win. And you win more simply if you believe that. It's just the way it is.
And then the bar gets raised. And patience is not something that any fan base has. And I hope this fan base has a little bit of patience with Bronco. And there's a fatigue now. The last 2 decades, since Rocky Long left in 2008, so it's 18 years now, it's not been fun. We had the 2 years of winning with Bob Davie, and I love Danny Gonzalez. I thought I've said this, he did everything right but win. Well, he didn't win, Jeff, so he didn't do anything right. No, he embraced his community, and they did get better last year. They went from 2 wins to 4 and had a chance to win that last game, and who knows if they went 5-7, what would have happened. But I don't know that Bronco's going to win right away. I don't know that he won't. He was on the show the other day, 66 new players. I said, Bronco, I have like literally no idea what you are. People ask all the time. And he says, neither do I. All right. And what if they win 3 games this year? What if Vegas has them at 2.5? Vegas is pretty good at this stuff, as you know. What if they don't win this year? Are people going to be patient with him and this staff? I hope so, because I too believe in what he does, because it's been proven everywhere he's gone.
So in my opinion, the key there is, and who knows, I hope they have instant success, but it's really hard to have instant success. And I think that people do need to give him time. But if the season, let's say theoretically, doesn't play out how people want, and they hit right at that win total or whatever, there has to be other areas where people have some hope and excitement. If you can bring in a really good recruiting class, that does a lot. Because in the first, season of Mac Brown, it wasn't so much that they just had an incredible season. It was more so that he was getting top 10 recruiting classes at the University of North Carolina. We're not the SEC, and I still think our football program is very esteemed, but especially before he could implement his systems, it was unheard of. And so I think that there has to be points of hope and improvement, and that's the key for the sports fan. You got to give him a little bit of hope, something to latch on to. But I believe in him, and I'm curious your thoughts on his demeanor. To me, he's a little bit different in terms of how he speaks to the media and just how he operates. When he speaks, he's a little more quiet. He's very thoughtful about the next word that's going to come out of his mouth. Did you notice that?
He's quite different. He's very intentional. Is the word that I've used a lot. Everything's thought out. He doesn't just say stuff. There's not a bunch of coach hyperbole that goes there. And that's intentional. And he is different. And he knows he's different. And he's not a rah-rah coach. He's not a BS coach. And he's a very, very cerebral individual, not just when he speaks to the media, but when he speaks to groups. And I got to believe that's how he speaks to his players. And look, there's a lot of different ways to coach, and you've seen it. I mean, you've had successful coaches that scream. You've had successful coaches who are very quiet. His way is you said different, and I agree with that. I think it's very intentional. Everything he says, it's very, very thought out, very cerebral. A leads to B, leads to C, leads to D, and that's how it is. You got one more segment in you?
Oh, of course.
All right, let's take this final break. Natalie Bodie is in studio. That's BODE. What's your socials?
At Natalie D. Bodie on Twitter, Natalie D. Bodie on Instagram.
We'll give you that again before we get out of here. She's in here for the final segment as we wrap up your opening drive on a Friday on 95.9 FM and AM 610, The Sports Animal.
This is Boomer Esiason. We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
We aren't all born with the same opportunities. But it's the people who care that change everything.
Get ready, Sprout, get ready.
My coach, my teacher, my older sisters, my grandma, my brother, my tutor, my dad, and my mom.
As New Mexicans, it's up to all of us to do our part.
So that no child goes without love.
And no family has to do it all on their own.
They're all our children. Every single person is called to make a difference in the life of a child.
It's up to all of us to do our part.
To pull together.
Pull together.
Pull together.
To make New Mexico the best place to be a kid.
What's going on, Lobo Nation? Ja'Cory Krosky-Miller here.
And I'm Devin Dampier. The Lobo football team's going through some changes, but we're here to stay.
We'll put in the work on the field and in the weight room, but we'll need your help off the field.
505 Sports Venture is leading the charge in the NIL space.
And you can be part of it.
Shorty, she better than all my intentions. Locked in, shorty, you got my attention. CEO, baby, I get you the business. Touchdown and pay you a visit.
Young driver, this one. Hard to get her out. She'd been drinking. This one. Both of them gone. They'd been drinking, and he drove clear off the road. This was my family. Drunk driver hit us. And my wife and our daughter, they didn't make it.
I was born in New Mexico. I grew up on these streets. I got in trouble here, and I fought my way back in Burquia. I love New Mexico, especially the people. Now I'm using my training, tenacity, and energy to fight for you. I'm Adam Oki, lawyer, fighter, and New Mexican. I was a local athlete here in New Mexico, so I'm proud to support your local athletes.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. Everguard Roofing and Solar. For nearly 20 years, Everguard Roofing and Solar has been working with New Mexicans to enhance their homes and businesses. For all your roofing and solar needs in New Mexico, call 505-821-9543.
Hey, look! It's Dwight Goodman! This place is hot. Let's see if anyone needs my help. How about I drive you madman home, huh?
I got this, Dwight. I'm the designated driver. Boom.
Sweet. Does anyone need Dwight's help getting home tonight?
No thanks, Romeo. I've got a taxi all lined up.
Drive safe, Dwight.
Boom! Boom!
Albuquerque's leader in sports is ProView. From pros to prep, all your favorite action. All your favorite talk shows. Find it on ProView Networks.
Teenagers love a party, especially during prom and graduation season. Often alcohol is involved. Some parents think that hosting a party with alcohol in their home will keep the kids safe, but it's wrong and it's illegal. As a parent, to allow your teenagers' underage friends to consume alcohol on your property is a felony. Parents who host lose the most. Don't be a party to teenage drinking.
This is a program of the Drug Free Action Alliance. For more information, go to burnco.gov/do-not-host.
USA and men's U13 soccer this morning. And the leaderboard in golf ended up with a tie at the top. Both Matsuyama and Fleetwood bogeyed the 18th. So it's Xander Schauffele, the former Aztec, and Matsuyama and Fleetwood tied at -11 going into the third round at the Olympic Golf. Natalie Bodie is sitting in with me today. I appreciate you spending some time with us. Thank you for doing this. I hope we get to do it again.
Honor to be in the chair. If you have me back, I'll be back anytime.
I hope you enjoyed it. I don't know. Do you want to hit what the texter asked you?
Let's do it.
All right. Jeffrey sent me a text, and he said, ask your guest about the unfortunate and new pattern of naturally born men more and more participating in dominating women's sport events. Yesterday, Olympic boxing. I know it's a sensitive topic, but I know one takes it on. Women's rights groups are silent. It's from Jeffrey.
So that one, I will say, I saw this all over Twitter.
Yeah.
A lot of people are chiming in. But I actually saw that. I believe he is referring to, I don't want to get the sport wrong, the female fighter, right?
I believe she's from Algeria. It was a transgender woman who was fighting an Italian woman.
Right.
And there was a gender verification process, is the way they put it, in a previous match. I'm not exactly sure what the details on that. But the Italian woman got hit a few times, said, no, I'm done, man. I've never been hit that hard. That's a dude.
So I saw that she was actually fighting against a naturally born woman. I've seen
Correct.
like all of this
that's
discourse.
Correct. Right. It was a trans woman against a natural, a biological
No, but
woman.
I saw that the trans woman actually was a naturally born woman. So anyway, I don't know about that specific situation, but I will speak to it in general. I want everyone to be happy and do whatever they need to do to be happy. And that's great. I just think that at some point there is a safety concern because it is non-personal. It's non-political that men are born 2/3 stronger than women.
It's inarguable.
And that's, at the end of the day, that's just a scientific fact, no matter where you fall on either side of the political spectrum or beliefs. So I think that, at the end of the day, what it boils down to is it's dangerous. And you have a daughter. My dad has 4 daughters. I think that sentiment is one that it's inarguable. And it doesn't mean anyone should be excluded, but maybe there should be separate competitions. If everyone wants to be involved, maybe we should just find a way to make things fair across the board.
Fair enough. I think that, look, I'll tell you where I am. I don't care who you love who you love, be who you want to, be comfortable in your own skin. I don't care how you identify. It doesn't affect me at all. Be happy. I think this is the one barrier that, unfortunately, and I hear, well, what about their rights? Well, do you acquiesce to the rights of the huge minority at the disadvantage of the majority? And in this case, until there is a transgender division, and there may be by the next Olympics, to your point, it is not arguable that biological men have a physical advantage over biological women. This isn't arguable. That's why there's men's and women's sports, right? And transitioning male to female, they have an advantage, and it's unfortunate. It's a bummer. I understand they want to compete. This is the one place where maybe they don't get to, because there is an advantage. To your point, as a biological woman, you train, and you're up against someone who just has biological advantages. It's not right, and I think that's where the majority of people are landing.
Yeah, I've seen this, in poker. There was actually a recent...
Do you have men's and women's poker division?
So there are, and there's a
Really?
ladies event at every World Series of Poker. So there's not necessarily 2 different groups. Everyone can play in every buy-in event.
Yeah.
However, there is an event that is just called the ladies event. And it is a celebration of women in poker. And to me, the number of women involved is so much smaller. And it can be a place that is not always the most welcoming to women. That having a place to congregate
Safe.
in a women's event,
Comfortable.
it feels, there's a huge sense of camaraderie.
Love that.
And so there have been men that have been saying they identify as women and playing in ladies events across the country. And it's been an interesting argument. And it's something, I compete in pageants as well. And I've seen there's transgender contestants in pageants, and people ask, are you okay with that? And to me, my answer is in pageantry, people don't get this either. It's a multi-layered subject. People don't get it. In pageants, you train in interviewing, on stage speaking, you're a representative of a community, you have a philanthropic foundation that you're advocating for. It takes a lot. And that to me is not gender dependent. I'm all for transgender contestants. Why not? There's not a biological advantage in pageants that impact the outcome. If the best representative is someone who's transgender, go ahead. I'm all for it. But in sports, it comes down to science, and that's where I think it's very different.
All right, we'd probably got in that one way too late. Grady said, this is for you. He says, make sure to let her know. I'll be reminding her of the high school basketball and cross-country small school dynasty that is the school in the village up north.
Please do.
That's Pecos. He says, I'll be curious to see and hear Natalie's reaction to high school basketball state tournament in March. The high school tournament here is unbelievable. I did it in Washington. I've done it in other states. It's the best I think the best in the country.
Wow.
The passion that people, these small towns, it's literally last one out of town, turn out the lights. They're going to the pit. And the dream of everyone who plays high school basketball in the state is to walk down the ramp at the pit and play ball. It is, the high school tournament here is unbelievable.
Sounds like something out of a movie.
It kind of is. And probably will be one day. Really enjoyed this.
I did too. Thanks for having me on.
Watch her weekends and then other days over on KOAT Channel 7. Her socials are
Natalie D. Bodie on Twitter, Natalie D. Bodie on Instagram, on TikTok, Natalie Bodie Sports.
And it's BODE. Thanks to Natalie Bodie, to Nick Nee, to Barry Odom was with us today too, UNLV's coach.
Yes.
Wow.
Hey, thanks to you, Gato Roberto, for getting up early. You have fun with JJ Monday and Tuesday.
Actually, slight change. I won't be here Monday.
All right, well, neither will I.
Well, because I have the football, the
baseball on Sunday night.
Baseball game Sunday night. I won't even get out of here until Monday.
Adrian, great weekend. It looks great on the visual side. And you and ProView have done a great job all week with the Connie Mack. I'm on CBS Sportsnet, national TV tomorrow night, 8 o'clock from Farmington for the Connie Mack World Series final. Give us a look, if you will. Be good to each other, please, boys and girls. Have a great, safe weekend. Be kind, loving, caring, and sharing.
We'll teams out-of-market games every Sunday afternoon. Come on! From kickoff to sign-off.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
Don't sacrifice quality and flavor when you're in a hurry. Golden Pride offers ribs, fried chicken, red and green chili breakfast burritos, and Frontier sweet rolls. 4 great locations, or visit us online at goldenprideabq.com. Golden Pride Barbecue Chicken and Ribs are proud supporters of ProView Sports.
Hi, my name is Daniel Chavez, and this is my business partner, David Chavez. We are the owners of Indeed Safety. Indeed Safety is a local safety consulting company helping our clients with their safety needs for their projects.
One of the things we pride ourselves as a construction safety company is helping our men and women in construction get home safe every day to their families. Indeed Safety is a proud supporter of ProView Network.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. Everguard Roofing and Solar. For nearly 20 years, Everguard Roofing and Solar has been working with New Mexicans to enhance their homes and businesses. For all your roofing and solar needs in New Mexico, call 505-821-9543.
Young driver, this one. Hard to get her out. She'd been drinking. This one. Both of them gone. They'd been drinking, and he drove clear off the road. This was my family. Drunk driver hit us. And my wife and our daughter, they didn't make it.